I think I set this up wrong. I have to redo it. For some reason, this is not working right. Oh, it tells me. It will tell me if you're a member. If you're not a member, you could be here, but members are the ones that I'm reading for. And it tells me if a person's a member. It like highlights them. Oh no. Okay. Sure, do that. Whatever you want. Phone. All right. Let's see. What did that do? What did that do? This? Please? Says nobody's here. I don't know if I should believe it or not, because it tells me that a lot when there are people commenting right fucking there. I don't believe it. I'm like, I don't believe you. And I should, because it's a liar. It's a liar. You like a liar, right? You like to play the liar. I'm okay. How are you? I think I set this up wrong, but I know who my members are, I think. If not, well, whatever. We'll go on the honest thing tonight. So if you are, yeah, like people who are members, they glow, I think. Or they have like they would, I don't know what happened. Like when I, like, I don't know. For some reason, like the other day, I tried to use the last night. I tried to use the other phone, and it was like, "You're not eligible." But when I use this phone, I could. But usually, when I'm setting it up, it says "Go live for members only," "Go live for public," or "Go live for unlisted." It doesn't have those options anymore for the phone, so I have to like, I don't know, pay attention. But Rick is all green, so Rick, are you a member of the channel? It's okay if people aren't a member. I just want to make sure I favor the members to get their free readings. Um, you didn't have tech issues. I always have tech issues. I'm having tech issues right now because I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a member. Everything I do is weird because of spirit. You are. Okay, good. So he's lit up green. Melissa, how come you're not lit up green? You're a member, aren't you? I thought you are. I'm pretty sure you are. You were. Maybe there's a... Why aren't you green? See, Jenny's green. Melissa, why aren't you green? Green means go. You made it. Yay. How are you? Determined. You're never gonna stop. I don't have to wait for responses. I can just surprise you all with the honest response over here. I'm weird. I brought over my tall chair. It still looks wet, but it's not. I don't think. We'll find out. The light is weird. Yes, I'm not a member. What the fuck? Oh, but how do you get to comment on the other ones? Or are you a member on the other channel? Or were you a member and then you're not a member? It's okay if you canceled. I'm just confused. Because I thought you were a member on this channel last time. Yeah, because for some reason it's broken. It's broken. It's like it's not working right. So like when I went live, it usually tells me to go live for members only, to allow only the members to chat or allow the public to chat. That option's not there anymore. Last night, the option to even go live on the other phone was like, no, you're not eligible. But this phone was like, sure. So it's weird. But I don't know. I have no idea, man. It's weird. But Melissa has been in the other chats, I believe, unless I'm mixing you up with another person. But I'm pretty sure you've been in the other chats that were for members only when that setting was available. That's the only thing that's confusing me is that because everybody else is green. So it's okay. But you can hang out and pull cards and stuff like that, whatever. I know last month got messed up, so I'm not surprised if people unsubscribed last month because they might have thought I was gone for good or that I just wasn't going to be doing them or whatever. And I couldn't talk to anybody or tell anybody anything because that was just, part of the shit show. But you know, that was like me getting reprimanded for saying something wrong somewhere along the way. Who knows what? Only okay, so maybe that's what it is. Um, it's don't worry about it. Don't it's not a big deal. I know you're not working like the normal stuff and things like that right now either. I just needed to know for my own thing because I'm like, what is this? Why is this here? Why are you here? How are you here? um, so I know Jenny is open, and um, I know Rick is here. He's a member. So if Rick has a question, he can ask a question. I haven't talked to Lisa. I went into my phone. Right now, my text messages literally are like this long of unopened text messages because it's all like spam. It's stuff that you don't want to open. But I found a message from Lisa from like a week ago. I'm like, oh shit, sorry. But she's always open to receive too, and I'm pretty sure she's a member. She might not be. Who knows? Who knows? I never look at it. But the green people are definitely members, so I'm gonna favor the green people, and I know people who just sit and hang out receive messages anyways, because if you're drawn to the energy, you're drawn to it for a reason. Yes, I'm working off and on, but sure things will get better. Thank you. Yes, it definitely will. We got to believe that and know that. Like I saw that again today. It was like you have to believe. There was a guy doing twin flame, some sort of reading or whatever. It was like the way it was one of those titles that's like I'm gonna trick you, but it was like you're being set up. You're being set up right now. You know what I mean? Like somebody set you up to like fuck with you, right? And then I clicked on it and it was like a twin flame reading, and it was like you're being set up for abundance. You're being set up for goodness. You're being set up for all of your hopes and all of your dreams and all of your desires to come true. But you've got to believe that 100% for it to come. If you're doubting it, if you think that I'm not going to have that happen, or on any level, or you just get into the stress mode, which we all seem to do to ourselves, you know, it will block our flow, or it will just delay it. It's not going to ever just be like completely turned off, but it will block it. Wishing and hoping you let me back in. Wishing. So we want to wish too. You have a complicated ascension situation, but I'll come up with a simple question. Well, you're welcome to word it however you like. And if you need to take up more than one box, that's okay too. But I know a lot, or even if you need to send me an email and get like a private thing so it's not out here, that's fine too. I know sometimes we don't want everybody to know all of our stuff, but look at this, believe in spontaneous healing. This is what I was just saying. So anything that's been oh, look at, remember to ask the right question. They literally are like, right, ask the right question. I'll leave that to you. And then self-belief and hope are so vital in this world. We can't let ourselves falter and keep doing our best. I know it's hard too though, because they set, look at this, the more confident you are, the more I want you. And there's so much pressure to do more and be more. We're all pressured. We're all under the thing. We all think that it's always going to be bad, that somebody's going to say no, that like if I wish and hope, and we get all worked up and think that we're not good enough, or that we're never going to be enough or whatever. Same messages for me, Bridget. Abundance is come and surrender. And yes, and that's all we got to do. Just open up and taste the rainbow. maybe we need to explore the rainbow. Unconditional. Thank you for showing me what true love is. So, people, look at, I'm no good, toxic. I feel like this is for Jenny, because Jenny, you were in my mind while I was getting prepared, and it's like soul cleanse. I've been purifying my mind and soul. So I feel like you have shown somebody unconditional love, probably more than one person, that they feel bad for turning their back and betraying you, or they regret it. You know, sometimes people take that mask off, or they show their true colors, and then you are like, oh, you know, maybe somebody gossiped about you or somebody did something behind. Well, we know that. I'm like, duh. You had somebody at work that like went and did some bullshit and it was like toxic, no good. But other people saw the true love in you. Other people saw that you're not a bad person. Make sure you don't isolate away, or spend any time like just like getting like caught up in all that stuff, because it's like it makes us mad. It pisses us off, and then we're like, so it doesn't do anything though. It just kind of like harbors us in feeling not good. So I don't think you have been. I'm just saying, like, if you catch yourself going there, go to the higher power and just like ask for forgiveness, or not for forgiveness, but for forgiveness for that person that did that. Like, prayed and forgive them for not knowing, because it was all in divine alignment. It was all for the highest and best. It's all going to work out for the greatest good. And call in protection, because that person's going to hate you. Fulfilling opportunities are on the horizon, and you're going to be like, whoa, why does this say tap to retry? I don't know if it messed up, but extreme times require deep reflection. So don't be the victim. Stay in your power. Know that a sacred gift is coming to you. Opportunities are coming to you. Don't freak yourself out or get like all whatever. Enter the silence and just know that what goes around comes around. Deep memories are stirring. So again, and when I first caught that unconditional love, I was thinking of a twin flame situation more so than that other person. But then when I said that other thing, it was like, well, we know that because other people have done that. They've taken you for granted, and now they're going to be like wishing that they didn't. But you're waking the divine masculine with your unconditional love, and they're very frustrated. They're like, I can't do this right now. I'm feeling all frustrated. But you have what I need. Bisexual taste the rainbow. Maybe they want to taste the rainbow with you. You know, I know you have a unicorn over there being all fluffy duffy with your hair colors and, you know, your unicorns and rainbows and butterflies and all of that. I'm watching you, stalk and spy, so he's watching you. You got that yummy yum, that yummy yum, that ass is so appealing, yummy yum. I love that you're not like shy with me, yummy yum. I'm gonna charm your panties off. See, I told you, I fucking told you this. I was like, be careful, because I was like, I could feel that. He's going to try to do that. He likes that you're shameless about your desire for him, but he's over there hiding and watching you from afar, like acting like he's not. And, you know, he's got anxiety and insecurities that are messing with him. He says, teach me how to love you the right way so I stop screwing it up. So you are waking the divine masculine. You just need to express your truth and crown yourself as that divine feminine so your divine union can manifest. But make sure you don't fall victim into the yum, 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 yum. Because he doesn't like his bed being all lonely. You know, he's feeling kind of wanting to get intimate. He says, I'm ready to open my heart. So, you know, his motor's running. Get the motor running. Head out on the highway. What was I just singing downstairs? I was like, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna. I'm probably gonna get fucking demonetized for that. Because if you do it too right, they will like, they take it off. Like, if it's just weird. Fuck. Stupid Bridget. Divine union is coming. You're bewitching. Your gaze cast a spell upon me, one I don't want to break. So look at that. Tranquil power. Your gaze has done something to him. Gazing into your eyes is like looking into the tranquility of the sea, and it feels like waves crushing on the shore. So he feels deranged because he doesn't know what's going on in your life right now. He's not 100% sure. He's not all the way, you know, on the up and up. He doesn't know all the details, and he's bothering him. So, you know, think about that when you roll out your podcast. And sucking, I want you to suck on my lollipop. And I'm absolutely irate right now. So he's pissed off that you're not sucking on his lollipop. And everything about you captivates me. So he's missing you. The silence, just because I'm silent doesn't mean I don't care, doesn't mean I don't want to touch you, doesn't mean I don't think about you, doesn't mean that I'm not like wanting to take my fucking mask off and pretend like I'm not paying attention. Yeah, because everything captivates me. You got that trickle power. I want you to ride me. I want you to teach me how to love me and how to love you. I want to explore you with like uncharted territory. And I know, I hate knowing that I caused you so much pain, and I'm truly sorry I can't make you happy. And he's annoyed with himself because he's just being kind of dumb. He's being the victim. He's being all tortured and thought about. He's feeling obsessed by his thoughts. I know you probably already know this, but you probably doubt it, you know, because when people don't say anything and they're just like weirdo, you don't know. But again, that unconditional love, you showed him unconditional love. You showed him something he's never had before, and he feels like he's slowly losing you, but he's panicking. He's ashamed of what he said. He's ashamed of what he's done. He's been pretending to be someone he's not. And he's got a lot of hostility and anger and pissed off inside of him. He wants to get mind altered and escaped and do drugs and just pretend like it's okay. But he doesn't even know what he's running from with you. So he misses your warmth. He doesn't like not being in your energy. He can finally see due to some shadow work. So I feel like he's seen that he's been stupid. And then be calm, anchor your energy. So the more that you're calm, the more that you're protected, the more that you're feeling like I'm not alone in the universe, I'm surrounded and I'm supported and I'm amazing, is going to support him in taking that mask off of the everyday persona. And what did I say to you the other night? I was like, don't feel like you need to hide any parts of yourself. Put yourself fully out there. Even if you decide you want to do it in 2 different places, that's fine. But don't edit yourself. Don't be, because we do this with the neurodivergent brain. We just mask because we don't know how to be with people. It's like we take on other people's like personalities and stuff. If you're around somebody with an accent, you take on the accent. And it's just like a coping mechanism, which is like that ADHD thing. But you can express the fullness of that and still be loved. That's just who you are. There's nothing wrong with it. That is your personality. You're an adaptable chameleon shapeshifter, and the portal is open for you to be the one grabbing your goal that is within reach, and having it be in your success, and having your life be like, yay. So maintain compassion under pressure. And the fire dragon burns up all the low energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. That was the first thing I said to you. I was like, you're right? What the hell was it? I think it was specifically that. I saw the remember to ask the right question, but it was also like, don't be afraid to take a stand. And there was something specific that rise to the occasion, and that's why I started singing "When I Gonna Do I rendition of it. I don't know, whatever it was. It was something about you taking a stand and not backing down. And then Archangel Gabriel. Look at this. Be open to communication from unexpected places. You got to believe in it. You've got to believe in it. You got to know that it's going to happen. And don't do anything. Just sit there in the receptive, divine, feminine energy. Receptive and receiving. Remember to ask the right question. Prepare for that major event. Create those pathways and know that it's going to come. Even if it's not the particular person that it was or whatever, just know that it's coming. The right person's coming. He's coming to make you feel good. That portal is open. You know. And then brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. All right, and then the white gold from Lyra says connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra, bathe in the 9th chakra energy. I did a reading today with these guys on this channel, and the causal chakra is back here in this little dip in. That's where our past life information is, and you've been looking into past life information, so they want you to work with that. Carry the energy of the future. Be a guardian for the light. And spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people together everywhere. So that's what you're getting ready to do right now. Heal away any addictions or anything that's holding you back. It says it's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. That could be literally just the thoughts. We get addicted to these thoughts of like, I'm not good enough. I can't have that. But. If you have a but, just delete it, man. Delete that but. Because those buts are the ones that keep us from having the twin flame. They're the ones that keep us from being that full version of ourselves. They're the ones that keep us from, knowing and moving and transporting through the chaos out here into the place where we need to be for the counseling. You're going to be a counselor. You're going to be helping people to heal their families. And you're going to heal your family through that, like your lineage, your line, and you have the strength to do that. So don't let that hold you back. I feel like you're going to travel too. Your life purpose involves traveling. You might go to the Celtic. Oh yeah, you're definitely going there. You said you wanted to go there. You're going there. You might have a problem with authority figures, but you can be creative in your art and overcome that. And use a God box, okay? So God box is like, I have a box downstairs that someone made for me. Listen to your intuitive feelings, but it's like, write down any worries, concerns, desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box. And as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. I used this thing as a God box the other night, and then I have one downstairs that someone made me and they inlaid it and all of that. Singing and dancing will be good for you. The law of attraction is good for you. Be mindful, and those books that you've been buying and reading and all of that, that's all in alignment. It's helping you to heal your ancestors, helping you to heal yourself, helping to connect with animals. And you have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, how you want, where you want. You could travel all over, but just embrace the fullness of you, and allow that purification to come into your mind, to your body, to your soul, to your spirit, and know that you're fucking protected by Thor. Thor is like, he protects you in the times of change. It's a time of rapid transition and transformation, so relax, because you are safe. So don't get freaked out about anything going on out there. Know that there may be father stuff that you need to heal, wars and battles from other times, other places, other spouses, things that you took vows on in other lives could be blocking you from farming and creating your life that you want to be living. I feel like you were here in the biblical times as well, that you may have taken vows within. There's those vows. You need to transport yourself around to travel to, like, that Celtic thing, for your health. You know, like the monk or nun ones, those are like vows of silence, vows of poverty, vows of chastity, you know. So break those so you can be the fullness of that high priestess, scribe, writer. You have things inside of you to share. Don't be afraid to share your fullness of yourself with others, because that's what's going to call your true person in to be with you. So you don't have to feel orphaned. You don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel like, oh, but the fullness of me may be too much. It's not. The right people are going to love you and be happy for you and celebrate you. And the ones that don't, it's not like you missed out on anything. It's like, good, go the fuck away. You know, like we need to be more in that energy so we don't have regrets. Because when we call those people into our life that we feel like we have to put a different mask on, or we have to embody two versions of ourselves, it just it doesn't serve us, you know. And it makes us feel so disconnected and far away, and it makes the people that you love feel that way about you. So I know you have a lot of choices and you're like, I don't know, and we have that thing with our mind, we want to compartmentalize everything, but you don't have to do that. You can find a balance between it and make your life easier. You're creative enough to do it. You know, so just don't make yourself more work if you don't have to. And embrace the fullness of you, because you are bewitching, you are beautiful, you're amazing. And somebody wants to charm your freaking panties off, but they don't know if they can meet your high expectations, so they're staying silent. So yeah, I gotta do a clearing. You're not being authentic. Yes. Jesus is my homeboy. Yeah, I love Thor. Hi. It's up my, it lines up with my gemstria. I don't know what gemstria is. Hello. Open arms. Yes, we have to do that. Oh wow, there's a lot of comments. Okay, let's see. Where was I? I talked to Jenny here. Driving home and doing 10 things at once. That's how we do. That's what we do. That's how we roll. And then we knew the complicated things. Self-belief. I've been feeling something big is on the way. Yes, it is. What is coming is the cocoon period I've been called into during Mercury retrograde. I've been pulling back from the world and focusing on rest and transformation. That is actually good, because I saw a lot of messages about that, about like, don't push yourself too hard right now, you know, be in that cocoon time, things like that. So it sounds like you're listening to the energies of the universe really well. But I will pull cards for it, and then you get your little music thing. What's going, okay, and then, hi Bridget. Okay, I saw your comment earlier, Songs of Starlight, with I wrote it down too. Let's see. I told you I know it's coming. Yes. I gotta remind you. I gotta remind you every day. I gotta tell you the truth every fucking day. I tell people this all the time. We've got to remind ourselves all the time, because we forget. Or we get falled off. We get all like, we have a bad moment or a bad day or a bad fucking whatever. We get all deranged and crazy in our heads. Or we spin into a spiral of like, we get all stressed out about shit. And then it's like, so I'm going to keep reminding you every day. I'm like, I'm going to be a pain in your ass. You're not being authentic. Do you mean me, or do you mean like what? Good evening, folks. Hello, Brent. How are you? That makes so much sense in numbers and codes. Gematria, my birthday, 12/22 lines up with the Celts. Okay, awesome. It's all new to me. Okay, so let me do Rick, and hopefully that made sense. All right, so with the isolation card coming out, this says nobody cares. I think there's been this thing going around in the energy right now with people just feeling kind of like sad, feeling alone, or feeling like what they're doing isn't amounting to anything. Thank you. I heart you for it. You're welcome. Um, I am well, dear lady. Good. Awesome. Sorry about last month. That was not fun. But I think all of us have been feeling that, like, not even just isolated, it's just that, like, nobody cares. Like, why do I do this? Nobody cares about this. Why do I keep trying? Why do blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's not necessarily to that extent, because, like, deep down inside of us, we know if we're confident and we believe in ourselves and we know what we're doing is going to work, it will work. But we can get desperate at times or just feeling like, ah! So I feel like you could just be feeling that energy of the universe, of people around you, Rick, and knowing that, like, it's probably a good time to dance your troubles away, to go kind of like, you know, go just chill and look at the clouds and see what the clouds are doing and see what energy's out there. And when you're ready, come take that stand. And again, with that, remember to ask the right question. I feel like you've got deep memories stirring inside of you that you may not even be aware of, but you're preparing your body because it's a sacred temple. You're protecting your body because it's a sacred temple, so that when you can take your stand, or when you have to take your stand, you're prepared for that major moment. Something's coming. Sing even if your heart is broken. So sing and dance. I know you're into music. This says, sing even if your heart is broken. Crown yourself. Prepare for the major event. You know, ask those right questions. Dance your troubles away. I forgot. I wanna know. When I post this, can you comment your channel in the comments so that I can subscribe to it and like it and share it? Because I wanted to do that for you before, but I forgot. But your goal is within reach, okay? So again, call in protection. Be calm and anchor your energy. I really feel like a lot of us are preparing for something major in the fact of, like, global. Like, global changes upon us, okay? Something big is happening. But you are immortal, and make your decisions carefully. So, like, they're saying, like, ask the questions, ask the right questions, you know? Make your decisions carefully. I think that's why you're putting out into the silence right now, because they want you to reflect and release, and they're removing obstacles out of the way. So wherever you've been, you know, you're staying calm, protected. You stayed anchored into your own place right now, and that's because your goal is within reach. But you've got to maintain that belief that's coming, and maintain compassion under the pressure. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to keep putting yourself out there. You hold in your heart a space to be filled, okay? And then be firm in your resolve and commit, and know that nothing is absolute. Change is the only constant. And prepare for a major event. Look at that. I picked up a bunch of cards, and there's take a stand, prepare for a major event. Something good is coming. I think a lot of us get freaked out. We're like, what is this, war? Is this bad? Is it blah, blah, blah? It will be if we think that. But if we can believe that a sacred gift is coming to us, and it's time to shape shift, it's time to protect ourselves, it's time to align for the abundance that's coming. Like, think about that. Like, if we're not, if you know, like, we may not be ready right now in this moment, like when we're not feeling like we're ready to rise to that occasion or something, like, you know, our spirituality, our religions, our things like that hold us down, and there's lessons and blessings that we got to go through, and we have those moments of feeling beat up, we feel desperate, we feel like misery, we feel like, why do I keep doing this and I'm not where I should be, or I'm not where I want to be, or I'm not good, you know what I mean? Like, we just get like we get really like beating up on ourselves, and the angels are with you. You have that knight inside of you. You're ready to be the spouse. You're ready to have the health. You're ready to have the abundance. You're ready to be balanced in your male and female energy. You're a medicine man. You're a high priest, and you're ready for your high priestess to come, like, give birth to a new situation in your life. Not necessarily a baby, but you know, a new beginning, a new spark. You don't want to be hungry. You don't want to be feeling stressed out. You don't want to be worried or having phobias or being a victim of things that have already been in the past, like with our parents and where we've been and how we grew up. So I feel like this is also a time of forgiveness for you. So again, use your music to help you to heal and forgive your mom. to forgive your dad, to forgive, because like really what they did in the grand sense, even if they weren't bad parents or whatever, it's just like whatever they didn't do, whatever they didn't face. I saw a thing today, it was like most of us are healing avoidancy because so many people in the past avoided it. They didn't face the truth. They were like, I'm just going to keep lying to myself and everybody else. And this says, I know you can feel me and you're inside my mind. You know the truth I've been trying to hide. You're becoming your best self, okay? And you know deep inside of you what you need to do. You know what type of hate has been transferred down to you. You know what type of strength that's required to overcome and be faithful in yourself and to be confident that you can do the right thing and you can overcome all the shit show that was passed down to you. Like, I know you said you're somebody that goes out and you buys all that food, right? Because when you were a kid, there wasn't food always available. So you have those things inside of you, passed down from your dad, passed down from that fear of hunger, of starvation. And those are like vows on a level inside of our cell, in our DNA and our just our lineage, it's like in our bloodline. So you want to forgive that and heal that and overcome that. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to feel like you need to do those things because you don't have to, you've proven to yourself by this point in your life that you're capable of taking care of yourself. I feel like there could be unrequited love things around like your mom or just around something to do with women that could have been passed down from your mom or from the relationship between your mom and dad, however you saw them. Maybe one of them loved the other more, or maybe there was just something in there that like your innocence at the time wasn't aware of it, but as you got older you may have become more aware of it. You may have saw things that are not really as they seem with the sabotage, and all of that is stuff for you to heal. You've come here to heal. You've come here to break out of that enslavement or that imprisonment and to trust and have faith in yourself and your ability to go within and to know what you're doing, because you always know what you're doing, but you doubt. We all doubt. We always feel like we don't know what we're doing, but we really do. It always makes sense. We always get the synchronicity. We always get the little confirmations later on. But in the moment, it's like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Nobody cares about me. What the fuck is wrong with me? I don't know if I'm strong enough for this. I don't know what the. And then we have that like, the lift, and we feel good again, and we feel amazing again. We feel confident again. But it's hard to do that. Plus, we live in a world of duality. So the days that you feel independent and good and focused, you're like, I know what I want. I'm not going to stop till I get there. They're going to be balanced out with the days where you're like, I feel like I made a fool of myself. I feel like I messed up. I'm just so busy and blah, blah, blah. Because of duality, just because of us living in duality. But you can surrender. You can forgive and forget. You don't have to feel codependent or stuck. You don't have to let these illusions of your past or your parents or anything, the stress, the pressure, get to you. I know it's easier said than done because we all have our things that trigger us, regrets that we feel. We hold all this guilt and all this pain and all this stuff and say, I did this wrong and I should have done that. Or I should have said this instead of said that. And when you talk to the other people involved, they're doing the same thing. So thank you for caring when nobody else did. You've done that for others, and I feel like others can do that for you, but you might need to ask Spirit to help you to receive those right people in your life, or to receive the blessings of a balanced love and life. If you feel like you've been irresponsible, or if you made wrong decisions, or you should have done this, you should have done that, if you got any guilt or any shame around anything, just be faithful in knowing that it was all meant to be. It was all the lessons and blessings that were passed down to you as a little baby. You had no control over that shit, man. But your finances, your love, your inner awareness, that like orphan thing we all have as starseeds just by being here, but it impacts our love life and it impacts our, situation because of the vows that we are carrying from biblical times, because of the vows that we're carrying from times that we got married. Maybe you're still carrying feminine energy instead of masculine energy that needs to be balanced. Whatever we have, like if I'm a man, I'm probably going to work a lot on balancing out like whatever I think like as my masculine energy. I'm going to focus on that because I'm a man. But sometimes we've lived lives as women or men or whatever, and it's like we might forget. So just remember to balance that and remember to be aware of that, because I feel like your mom may have passed some things down to you that you may not be always 100% aware of. It could block abundance, or it could just be something that you need to heal. Male females here again. So this is like this in the book, it literally says, hold on, I know it literally says like you may have lived another life as a male or a female. whatever the opposite is. Male or female. All right, here we go. Here I go. This card signifies that you've lived most of your lives as a different gender than the one you embody in this life. For example, you may now be living as a female, while in most of your lives you were living as a male, or you may be a male living in a bedroom. In such cases, gender confusion and even health issues are often related to this change of gender over lifetimes. It's so weird because that's been coming up a lot for me just in general. I don't think you have like all this confusion or whatever. I just think that there's something that needs to be balanced. It says, because for most of your lifetimes you lived as the other sex, you may not feel comfortable in your own skin. And if this is your first lifetime as a woman or a man, you may develop issues like gynecological issues for women that, you know, were men before. And so on and so forth. But experiencing like infertility, things like that can happen when we've been another sex. Or we could feel differently about like most women want to be a mom. They want to be a nurturer. They want to they want to have babies. I've never been that way, but I've been a mom to so many people. So it's like I feel like I've already done that. But I feel like that's something that could come across in people where it's like they feel more motherly or they feel more whatever. My dad, I always say, he's like a woman. He's such a woman. Like he's such a woman. This card asks you to have compassion for yourself and trust that your soul is doing the best it can. Remember that your soul is the result of all your past experiences. So again, I don't know exactly how that would resonate for you, but I feel like there is lessons and blessings and balance and things like that. So this cocoon time may be helping you to do that, or even just to be more open to receptiveness. Because the woman is receiving and the masculine is given. Maybe you've pushed yourself your whole life to give, do, to be in that masculine role, and it's now time to balance it out with the milk of the mother, the milk of the Milky Way, the milk of the nurturer, the milk of just being open and receptive. And it doesn't matter who you are, man or woman, whatever. We all have masculine, feminine, that we need to allow that in. And you've lived other lives in the stars. You're not from here. So just being here in a human body is difficult for us anyways, for a lot of us. And you've been here in the time of Egypt too. So I feel like something, you may have had to leave and travel Atlantis to go to Egypt, like is a message that I get for a lot of people that come to me. Yeah, because they left Atlantis. They left Atlantis and they had to travel and they and they went over to Egypt. So you have that, okay? And your love life is impacted by that. I feel like there was unrequited love in that last life where you left Atlantis to go be a high priest in the mystery schools. And you may have even had a baby or something in that life with that person where there was like things got mixed up and they didn't work out, okay? And finances were impacted by that. Your ability to be creative were impacted by that. Vows that you took in that life are impacting this life. But you were a high priest. You've been a medicine man, a medicine woman. You were an authority figure. But whoever you married in that life has like imprisoned you and enslaved you on this planet in some way because it's a karmic relationship, okay? So whoever that is, it could be mom, it could be dad, it could be anybody, it could be the twin, it could be, you know. And again, when I say karmic relationship, even in this book, it doesn't say anything bad. It just says it's a karmic thing because you have karma. It's not like immediately like, oh, that's not my twin flame. It's just immediately, hey, you got some shit to heal because you guys have been here before and you fucked with each other a little bit and you messed with each other and it's not nice. So it says this card indicates that one or more of the people in your current life are from a previous lifetime. You both ended your relationship with karmic imbalances, and this means that one or both of you most likely are harboring old feelings that need to be healed and released. When this occurs, you will be set free from the recurring destructive and toxic relationship patterns. I feel like something happened with the baby. I feel like you guys lost a baby and something happened and that just messed, yeah, it messed you guys up. Oh my God. Mother and father are right here. You guys became a mother and father, and I feel like the baby was lost. And you may have blamed each other for that. It says, in some cases, this card will arise when there's a reunion with a beloved soul from a previous life. Perhaps you've finally reconnected with a romantic partner from your past, or a new friendship is bringing you great joy. With healthy past life connections, you'll immediately feel a sense of comfort and familiarity. You receive this card in an answer to a question or concern that involves a karmic relationship. Fortunately, you can appeal to heaven for help in releasing the old stuck energies and emotions. You may also be guided to work with a specialist in past life regression and relationship healing. Janae. Janae could help you with a past life regression and some relationship thing. She has what do you call it? She could tell you, but she does hypnotherapy, and she could do past life, and she can do relationship things so that people stop having those phobias that attract bad shit into their love life or into their relationships. And here's a father. This card indicates that your father is in this life with you, was in prior lifetimes too, and any issues that you've had with your father likely began long ago. Look at the cards that you've drawn prior and after this card, as they will yield clues about the previous lives that you two shared. He may not have been your father in those lives, though, as souls continue to reincarnate together in different roles to break any negative patterns with your father's soul, be willing to release the old anger or unforgiveness, as this can be conscious or unconscious emotional energy stored in your psyche. Just your willingness to clear the toxic relationship energy is enough to initiate the healing process. And remember that forgiveness doesn't mean that you approve of this person's actions. It simply means that you no longer are willing to carry around anger or that type of energy. By releasing the past, you subsequently heal your present and your future, and you totally forgive your father and yourself. And you no longer have to reincarnate with that soul unless you choose to. You retain only the lessons of growth and love shared, and as an added benefit, the healing work that you do with your father helps all of the relationships that you will have with men. So I feel like this could even be for yourself. Like if you lost a child in the past life, you may need to forgive yourself for whatever happened. Somebody could have fucking blamed you, and it might have not have been your fault. Like you guys may have both starved. You know, everybody could have been in a communal living situation that was just like it ended badly, or a war came around, or something just wasn't right. But I feel like whoever you were married to made you feel imprisoned and enslaved to that loss, because it's a karmic relationship, and the love wasn't being requited in a way of like, hey, I actually care about you and I love you or whatever. It was like she persecuted you. She put you into your own inquisition of like, you're an asshole. Like, you know? And yeah, and it impacted your baby, man. It impacted you and your baby, and something happened there. But if you forgive yourself and forgive your dad for whatever, like your dad in this life could have been your baby in that life, you know what I mean? But you'll know because you have that wisdom, and the whole reason you went through that stuff is to gain the wisdom. So pay attention to the things that you're afraid of. Pay attention to the growth of your family tree. Pay attention to the things that you feel a resonance with inside of your soul. You know, pay attention to that medicine man or woman spirit inside of you, because that's going to help you with your health. It's going to help you with your art. It's going to help you be moving forward with that forgiveness and anchoring back those teachings that you've taught here before but may have got lost because we lost Atlantis and we lost that fall. But you can ask the angels to help you with your religion and your spirituality and move forward from that situation, and just know that it all happened for a reason. But I feel like it is time to move forward from that. Okay, you might have even had to like go away, and when you went away, that person that you were with made you feel like shit about it, you know, like and so like the baby may have died, or maybe she gave the baby away, or something happened. But I feel like she tried to blame you for it, or she tried to make you feel bad about it. And I feel like it's made you feel like not worthy enough to be very abundant or to be very happy, just in some area. It doesn't have to be money. It could just be abundantly loved and supported and good in that role, or somebody that feels confident in that way. Hopefully this makes sense, because I feel like you may be tired. You may be feeling physically drained and upset, you know, and not even know where the hell it's coming from. Like, why do I feel like this? Why is this bothering me? Like, I feel stupid. I feel like I did something wrong and I didn't. And it's because you're tapped into your other life. You know, on some level, what's real and what's not real. So, trust yourself, meditate on it. You know, instead of doing like a guided meditation, just meditate on those topics and ask those right questions, because you're going to have the answers. Okay, let's see. It does seem like okay, so that makes sense. Let me see. Yes, she'll do past life regression for you. Good. Let me see. Ancestral food insecurity. Yeah, so, maybe, I feel like that tied to that. I feel like the baby starved, or you know what I mean? Like something like that. Or maybe it was just even starved for love because the woman that you were married to was like not nice, you know? And I think she tried to make you feel like the blame for that, and there's no reason for it. Those are just lessons and blessings. You were persecuted wrong over food and fucking hunger. So now you got phobias about that. You probably even have phobias about being able to provide as a dad and stuff like that. And you may not even know that. You know, it's like it's just in there, unconscious. So definitely work on that. And I'm sure Jenny could help you with like a retrieval type of thing, and maybe a script even for the food thing, the insecurity about food. Like it's like a hypnosis that's like, hey, stop thinking that. Like, you know, be firm in your resolve and commit to your thing, and know that you're awakening the divine masculine here. You're here to break that negative cycle. So don't be a victim of it. Rise above it. Know it. Like, believe in that spontaneous healing. Choose that natural path for yourself, and know that you're not alone in the universe. Many people went through this. It's time for you to rise to that occasion and sing even when your heart is breaking, because you're creating new pathways for the divine masculine that's coming. So speak your truth and express yourself, and a comforting presence is on the way, okay? And expect that communication from unexpected places, all right? Somebody's coming, and those deep memories are stirring because they're so fucking long ago. They're not even this life. They're not like conscious memories. They're just deep down in there, and you're preparing for the major awakening and the remembering, so you had to disconnect and go underground for a while so that you could do that. But take the natural path and just know that it's all leading you to breaking that cycle and to knowing the truth that you need to know, so that you can have loyalty in your life, and you can surrender and forgive and forget, and you can feel like you're responsible and you are good and you do work hard and you do provide and you do everything you need. And being relaxed when you receive that message is probably going to be good for you. But I feel like, look, committed until death do us part isn't enough. You were committed to somebody so deeply that it wasn't enough for that lifetime. It came into this life. So now you've got all these regrets you're not even aware of. You have all these pains you're not even knowing. You got all this guilt you didn't carry, like you shouldn't be carrying, because it's not here. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just here, you know. Carrying that with you, which we all have these things in us, but we have to be the one that, like, you know, gets like investigative and figures it out. I've done a little past life work. Awesome. So, you know, it's I think it's hard. Past life work is hard because, like, we feel like we're just making it up. But anytime that, like, I did past life stuff, it comes back around, and, like, it reminds me and it lets me know, and it's been very significant for me on this path. Look at this. Go forward and leave the past behind. In order for us to go forward and leave the past behind, we got to know where it is and what it's doing, you know. And a lot of times we're unaware of it, but I think your music is helping you to heal that stuff. So set that intention when you make your music. Say, I'm creating this music, this song or whatever, to help me undo the damage, or undo the belief, or undo the whatever it is inside of you that comes from that life that you were feeling, whatever you felt, or whatever you feel it may be, that however it resonates. But think outside of the flock and let yourself move forward, but do something specific, even if you don't get like a conscious, like, oh, I see this whole movie play out. Just knowing that you're doing that for that intention is going to be helpful and healing for you, and probably others. Like, if you set that intention of, you know, I'm making this song for anybody that, you know, experienced past life, blah 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 blah, this is going to go into your cells, your atoms, your DNA, and blah 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 blah. I think you could help a lot of people to heal their anxieties and their stuff that they don't know. And you had to decompress for a little while for you to have this download. I just need some time alone. Please don't take it personal, you know? So it's like, that's what you're doing right now. You're figuring out your next move on healing, and evolving and growing with the information that you uncover every day. Oh, you haven't wrote any new songs? Well, it's time to do that, man. I'm curious now, wondering. Okay, let me go back up here and make sure. Let's see. We've got Melissa, we've got Rick, we've got Jenny. Where's she? Where's she? Hello, hello. So I'm doing my readings for my members. I think Songs of Starlight was next, and Songs of Starlight did comment on that community thing before too. So I know you were asking what entities and things are with you right now, assisting you, channel messages to help you to figure out what you need to do with your manifestation of your career and things like that, and just being open. Was for Songs of Starlight. I need a drink. I need some caffeine. It puts me to sleep because I'm ADHD. Alright, so what entities? I feel like entities is a kind of a weird word to call it. It's not bad. It's okay. It's just one of those things that sticks out like, oh, it's a bad one. But it's not. It's just me. Mary of Nazareth, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. So Mary of Nazareth has been coming out a lot. Shekinah is here too, the presence of the divine feminine. As the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. Divine union was here too when I split this deck for you. So I feel like whoever is working with you to embody the divine feminine in the light is helping you with divine union as well. You know, and that can be a union within yourself, because it's like we have a sacred lineage to carry on. But the mother of Nazareth, she's the mother of God, or the mother of Jesus, I believe. She's the mother of Jesus. And let me see, where is she? Why is this so, how does this happen? What is this book about? Like there's no rhyme or reason to it. They're not in alphabetical order. It's so weird. Am I wrong? Am I stupid? Like, what is this? Like, Dakini. There's the Dakini, and then there's the Maya Bago. What the hell? So let's see if we can find Mary of Nazareth. Like, did this person just randomly throw them all in there? Page 5. I would have never found that because it's like way back here. Here she is, the Mother of God. I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. Mary of Nazareth represents a profound spiritual creative power that we all possess. Mary, or Miriam, or Hebrew, in Hebrew, was the first Galilean Jewish woman from Nazareth, who is one of the most crucial figures in the Christian tradition for having given birth to Jesus Christ. Mary has been venerated since the inception of Christianity and holds a revered position in Islam. Her many names include Saint Mary, Virgin Mary, Queen of Heaven, Our Lady of the Angels, Our Lady of the Good Counsel, Our Lady of the Undoer of Knots, She who confirms the truth, the Theotokos, the God-bearer, the Mother of God. And the Gospel of Luke relates that when Mary was engaged to Joseph, the Archangel Gabriel visited her, and Gabriel announced, "What joy! Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God." The angel then said, "The Holy Spirit will descend on you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you, and therefore the child will be called Holy and Son of God." And Mary responds, "Let it be with me as you have said." I can just imagine. Sure, whatever, dude. Mary is present throughout her son's ministry. When he appears at the temple at age 12 and declares that it is true home, when he turns water to wine at the wedding in Cana, and when he's crucified, she is said to have remained at his side along with Mary Magdalene. She personifies the steadfast and unconditional love of the archetypal mother. The title Mother of God, or Theotokos, was recognized at the Council of Ephesus, 431 CE, and the best captures the power of her yes to the angel Gabriel. He hands her a lily in the Annunciation to symbolize the Trinity, and to honor the fact that without her, the Christian story would not have unfolded. So when your soul selects this card, I've always imagined that Mary would be terrified to hear an angel loudly announcing her to be the mother of the God. Her surrender to Gabriel's words feels so courageous and too unacknowledged. Mary has no idea what she will have to meet with, what she will be asked of, or what this love for her son will put her through. But she says yes nonetheless, and that
she can be in service to the divine. Mary's acceptance of her role has been in the shadow of the Christian story, uncelebrated because she is seen as so divine, but she was human too, and she could have said no. Her courage could have faltered, but she aligned with the light and she heard Gabriel's words, "Be not afraid," and allowed the divine story to work through her life. And she let joy dictate her response. Mary leads us to trust that we can say yes to what feels right. And it doesn't have to make sense or work with the timeline or the ego that we have mapped out for us. In the midst of our ordinary everyday lives, we can say yes to the angel who greets us in the space of our heart and let the energy of joy give birth to the divine through us. In the soul voice meditation, am I in service to the light within me? In the intention, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. So I feel like they want you to feel courageous. They want you to feel comfortable, strong. You know, look at there. She's another. She looks like a strong one. Marguerite Porret. I'm not sure. I feel like for some reason she looked like she was going to battle, but I don't think she is. Marguerite Porret is 17. I just want to see what she did. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But she's the mystic of divine love. Love is divine, and I'm nothing except for love. She is the essence of divine love, the truth that we are all love. She was French, Beguine, born in the mid 13th century. The Beguine movement was a spiritual revival among women in the late Middle Ages that emphasized an imitation of Christ's life. These Beguines, or holy women, lived together in a semi-monastic community, and they were not nuns. They didn't take formal vows, and they could leave at any point, but they wanted to live in that energy. So she's one of those people. The mirror of simple souls. So you have that ability. There's nothing more powerful than remembering that we are love, and there's nothing, no one outside of us that is needed in order to realize this. It is between our experience of the divine and our own soul. We can let go of what we think we need to prove or who we think we need to be in order to receive love, because we remember that we are love. And then we can stand in the truth, and even through flames. Marguerite is a courageous truth teller, and the truth of her experience is that love alone can free us, not the love of another might give to us, not the love of a family or a friend. All of this is powerful and significant, but the true source of love for us is in the fact that we are a soul, and that soul is in union with the divine. She reminds us when we've forgotten that love is the essence of who we are, and that true love is found within. Love has no beginning and no end and no limit, and I am nothing except for love. So I feel like you need to remember that for yourself right now. You have nothing to hide. You see and accept all that you are. The presence of the divine feminine is with you as well. You at the center of everything is light. And I feel like getting creative and expressing your sexual energy, or just even using that to help you to manifest, is going to be helpful for you as well. Like using the power of an orgasm to manifest is something people can do. You just do it with intention. Just think of what you want and use that power to make it happen. And then let me see what else they want to say about your career time. Yeah, Eight of Cups, it's time to walk away from anything that's left you feeling imbalanced or has left you feeling defeated. It's time for you to get charging towards your spiritual, I commit to my spirit. I commit to my guides. I commit to myself. I am committing to the fact that I am a spiritual being. I am a soul. Look at that. Thor is here to protect you too through your change. So Thor comes in to protect us during the times of change. You are a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful, and your spiritual power brings great blessings in divine service to the divine, in loving service to the divine. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you. Take that next level spiritual commitment to be in your strength, because that's going to lead you to your Ten of Pentacles. So you have the indigo spirit. You have that ability to be your own boss, to be your own natural born leader. This says, honor and respect your deep sensitivity, because it's a gift to us all. Be willing to forgive your parents. Be willing to forgive the people that came before you. Be willing to forgive anything that's gone wrong on the path. Be in your integrity. It says, align your actions so much with the values and your inner knowingness of what is right for you. And there's past life issues that are blocking stuff for you at this time. So you want to do some mediumship or work with your intuition to release that. Ask your angels to vacuum away the fear. Ask your angels to help you to overcome whatever past life stuff is blocking you in your heart chakra. Use your manifestation power, because again, I feel like it's connected to your parents. Ask your angels for help with this, because they're going to help you to forgive and release and let go of anything that's keeping you from being in your power and your integrity. Look, I have nothing to hide. I feel like you hide parts of yourself, or you feel like less than, or you don't always expose the fullness of you, because maybe you didn't have a mom like that, or maybe you didn't have a dad like that, or maybe they just didn't help you to feel fully accepted. Like Lilith is here again, and she was here last night. Lilith is the first woman that was like kicked out of the garden because she wouldn't be subservient. And then the poetess is here and says, I love every inch of my body and I love the woman in my life fiercely. So if you had a problem with like the mother, right? I feel like other mothers want to show up for you. Other people want to come in and be like a mother for you. Again, this could be past life. It may have nothing to do with your current mom, but it could be past life stuff that there wasn't a balance there. Like your mother didn't love you enough, so you had to walk away from that. And that cycle is coming to an end of feeling left out and cold, or feeling stressed out, or feeling like I don't know where I'm going, or what I'm doing, or how to do it, or where to do it. So Ace of Cups is a new beginning of passion and emotional fulfillment. And you got to be creative in the way that you do this. And don't let your fear block you from your son. Don't let your fear block you from having a give and take that's equal injustice in your life, that's balanced, and everything being good. Okay? Because otherwise we create towers and we keep feeling like, oh no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. You have the strength, you have the power, you have everything you need inside of you to find divine justice. But I feel like your mother in a past life left you out in the cold, or it could even been your father, because the father's sitting here looking at me. Scribing and writing, like doing automatic writing or just journaling, can help you to uncover that, okay? Whatever vows you took, whatever life you lived, maybe even you have imbalances with that masculine and feminine thing. This could all tie back to biblical times. Again, we got that sacred lineage. If people want to be in a divine union, they're usually coming from that sacred lineage that had a lot of weird shit. You know, it's like, are you really my mother? You didn't. And like, think about Joseph, right? Like his wife all of a sudden pregnant because some angel's talking to her. That must have caused some problems. You know what I mean? Like, we don't think about like the weird shit that like, just some angels came down and they were like, bah, 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 bah. And doesn't Jesus have a grandma, or does he not have a grandma? Because how do you? It's just immaculate inception. What if you just like just have trust and faith that that's what you know? So think about that, because nobody else has had that since then, but we've all been incarnating since then, since Adam and Eve and all of that. And so sometimes it's hard for us to speak our truth or express our truth or to even know our truth. But you are not abandoned, okay? So protect your sacred body, rise to the occasion in your life. And know that you should be singing even if your heart is breaking, because a comforting presence is on the way, and bitter revenge leads to nowhere. So if you feel revenge, if you feel bitter, if you feel sad or mad or whatever, the portal is open to break the negative cycle. Okay? So forgive, forget, illuminate, and everything will be great. The obstacles are being removed from your way, and a fulfilling opportunity is on the horizon. Maybe you're going to be immaculated. Maybe you're going to be, impregnated by a divine baby. Wouldn't that be weird if I poke up to the babies? I'd be afraid of that. No! My whole life I've been like, no kids, no kids, no kids. And like, this could even tie back to Atlantis, which I feel like for a lot of us it does. Because I feel like Atlantis was like where many of us came in for the first time and then we left, and we have come back at this time to like, not repeat the fucking fall of Atlantis, and to like bring back the teachings of the Bible, which is about trust and faith and being a good person. It has nothing really to do with what they've kind of spun into it. And like what they were doing at the time of the fall of Atlantis is they were manipulating DNA, and they were doing weird shit with crystals, and they were all power freak and power hungry, and that's not a spiritually aligned person. They were looking for happiness in power. They were looking for happiness in money. They were looking for happiness in being weird and doing weird shit that you don't do. It's like it was not right. And they're doing that right now. There's places out there that are like manipulating DNA and making half pig, half dog, half human things. And we don't want to do that. So we're here to make sure that we don't have that. And you probably have a divine counterpart on the planet that's going to help you to rise into the fullness of yourself. But you got to heal away the addiction of beliefs or thoughts or fears or even foods or whatever it is that is holding you back. Ask your angels for help and pay attention to the signs and the synchronicity and the thoughts that you have, because they are divine messages from spirit to guide you.
Let's see. All my past lives. Netflix about hybrid kids. Oh goodness. Sweet tooth. I was like, I want my brownie. Now I'm gonna get it. No, you can't have it. I'm sorry. Okay? Okay? I won't have the whole thing, because that's not fair. Oh shit, I forgot about Lisa too. Okay. They're like, Mom! Awesome. I'm glad that it resonated. You're welcome. All right, so let me see. Sexual magic, yeah. It's powerful. Right? Like, sure, I'll have God's baby, whatever. I'm not busy. Hello. Hello. Thank you for joining, Tammy. Isn't that so weird about the table of contents, Jenny? Okay. So let me, if people have questions and you're a member, you can put your questions in. I'm going to do, oh wow, what is this? My ex today was my baby mama. In a past life, I was a male sailor. Oh wow, and I was always gone and neglected her, and now a woman in this life, and my ex-husband was crazy abusive, so I feel like some of those see, this is what happens when people come in. Hey, no. Like those messages, it's like they go across the board. They may not be exact, but they resonate across, like, in different ways. So that's crazy, because I kept seeing that ship. By the time I was born, my parents were mostly avoiding each other. Rick, I feel like you might have a similar life with, like, my mom, because my mom was like she was the youngest of all the kids, and by the time my mom was born, my grandmother literally tried to drown herself. She went into a pond and was like, just kill me. And she didn't die, obviously. She had my mom, but, like, my mom knew that, so that wasn't helpful. And like, they just, like, pawned her off on the older kids by the time that, like, she was old enough to do anything. But they were definitely, like, at that age of, like, being like, okay, whatever. But I think we all have a lot of weirdness, and that comes down to us, and then, like, she telling me that is, like, obviously, like, then I feel bad for her, and then it's like, oh, and we all keep repeating these weird, messed up shit. Okay. Melissa, and medieval scenes. Oh, so Brent, this deck is called the Starseed Oracle. It's a woman who paints paintings, and it has all these awesome things in it. Like, she went to places and traveled around, and she learned all the history of all these people and all these places, and she painted all of these pictures, and then each one has, like, its little thing in here. But there's also just, like, the basic, like, create the pathway, like, on the bottom of the card. And, like, this one has Cygnus in it, and I've been having a lot of synchronicity with Cygnus. This deck has been very synchronicity led for me lately. This is somebody from Egypt. She was one of the ones in Egypt that, like, she went on a ship and she shipped herself around and so dumb. Turn herself around, and that's what it's all about. She went into the ship and she went to, like, be different places, and she was like a young daughter of, she was like a royal family of the Egyptians, but she was a young daughter of them, and her head was said to have looked like that. So I think it was Akhenaten's daughter. Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti, they had the elongated skulls. I'm not sure if they were the ones that were pressed or not, but there are elongated skulls in the Paracas, Peru, that were not pressed.
They weren't, and even if they were oppressed, it's like, why? Obviously, they saw somebody else do it, right? But there was ones that they found that were not pressed. They had like a different third thing because we have our prefrontal lobe and our right? They had like a third thing, and they were literally elongated, and they found a baby fetus with the elongated skull. So they came out the freaking womb that way. And those are real, but they don't study them. They don't look into them because it will change freaking everything. It's like another species of humans, but yeah, they're out there. You can look it up. I talked to Brian Forrester before. He's somebody that's like been there and looked at them, and he's traveled to Egypt and stuff like that. He has a lot of pictures of them on his Facebook. His name's Brian, Brien Forrester. On the Bridget Rau channel, I have a playlist of the Blu-ray chat that I did with Natalie Alea, who was my mentor for the Munay Rites. And in there's some shows where we talked, and we interviewed him in one of those where it was all about those Paracas skulls and stuff like that. And he still goes and studies these things and goes around to all those places. All right, so let me share. All right, so I'm gonna do Lisa real quick because I haven't seen Lisa. I haven't talked to her. I don't want to forget about her because that will happen if I don't. So I'm just gonna see what comes through for Lisa. She's always open to receive. She may be open to receive about past life. So we've got the angels coming through again. So Lisa may have had some people in her weirdness of like, hey, we're gonna make you be the mother of Jesus, and we have trees here. So I feel like your family tree has been impacted, and the angels are probably just wanting to help you and support you, especially with your love life. I know you may be feeling like orphaned or abandoned at this time. Just like we all do, okay? Like we all feel that way. We all feel abandoned. We all feel like we were forgotten about or whatever. When we're the star-seeded souls, when we're the empaths, when we're like the sensitive ones, we just feel that way. And we have a wisdom inside of us to know that the love on this planet isn't always the right love. It's not always the right way. There's lessons and blessings here that's like, why do you love that way? Like, why do you even say that that's love? Because that's not love. That's not what love is. Love is love. But we got to have trust and faith that we can give the wisdom to others to have the vows of true love, to know what real love is. And you have that galactic energy inside of you. You may have even been here for the biblical times and connecting in all of those ways. But your spouse is also somebody that I feel like you've had past lives with. Like you've had a past life with a spouse. Okay, so obviously you're gonna have a spouse in this life. I feel you may just not have met them yet, or they may not have fully walked in. I feel like you're gonna have a walk-in soul. I really do. But you've made vows in another life with somebody that you've got to have trust and faith about that, and don't let that feel like it's not going to be or not going to come about. And with the father, I feel like there could be some things around the father that you need to heal. Like if you lost your father or there was weirdness with him, maybe you weren't as close as you were with your mom. Sometimes that impacts us, but it's on a spiritual level, even with your mother. Okay, so your mother and your father in this life, for most of us that are starseeds or resonate with that on any level, we want to ask the angels to help us, because we picked these families out for a reason. We were like, let me look at the most fucked up one. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go in there because they had addiction problems, or they had bad problems with their family, or they were here for the persecution and Inquisition, and they carry that bloodline. And they were like the people that go all the way back to the high priest and high priestess and the medicine man and women. They may have been knights or whatever, or just karmic relationships that have been very detrimental to them and to other people. Authority figures may have taken over in their life, and it caused them to have more wisdom about those things, but it also impacted their health and their wealth and their joy and their love, their ability to receive love and give love. So again, I feel like this is a recurring theme tonight. So like Jenny, you might just want to make like a forgiveness for mother and dad hypnosis or something, because that feels like it's a recurring thing tonight. And then look at that, the arts. So using our art, using our creativity, using our voice, using our songs, using our music, using our dancing, using whatever we feel connected to is going to help us to heal the karmic relationships. I know you really want to bite, but it's all gone, buddy. And wars and battles, that we've been through. We can transport away from that time or that energy that's residued over. So your new beginning and emotional fulfillment can come about, and you can have a new truth to speak. Hi, buddy. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's just standing there, like, he's putting his feet up on the thing, like, mom, 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 mom. So you are the oracle. So you are the creator of your life, and there is no death. So like I said, you are a starseed. I feel like you very much carry Syrian energy of the starseed energies, and that this is Isis. So she's the Egyptian, one. So remember that there is no death. It's just like a transformation. So if you were Isis in another life, or you carry the imprint of Isis, or you come through that sacred lineage of Isis, you're gonna carry some of her shit show that she went through, and you're going to need to work on it in this life so that you don't keep carrying that out into other lives or passing it down to your ancestors, or even just energetically through the ethers or through your interactions with other people. But a new beginning is coming for you. I think you've been planting the seed of potential for that to happen. You've been healing from the painful endings of other times, and you're ready to be emotionally fulfilled. It's like you're like, I'm waiting. Where the fuck is my ship? Because I've been waiting. But I feel like it's coming. Something's coming in. You're going to be surprised. A new start is going to happen. And you're not going to feel like rejected or sad or missing out on anything, because a King of Pentacles is coming for you that is going to give you that partnership and that love and that commitment and that stability that's worth having. So trust your gut. Trust your intuition. When you feel like maybe I should go to that thing tonight, or maybe I should talk to that person, or maybe I should fucking do it, because it's going to help you to heal from anything that you've experienced. Is going to help you to receive, all that you give, because you give a lot, but you don't always receive back. So it's time for you to ignite that passion and that drive and that fire, so you can receive love, and you can receive your Four of Wands, your good, commitment and connection to somebody that, nothing is absolute. Change is the only constant. So know that you can change your reality at any time. And even if your heart is breaking, we want to sing. That's a recurring message tonight. Love yourself unconditionally. Know that you deserve balance. You deserve to choose you. You deserve to not be waiting endlessly or feeling sad forever, or to be, the victim of painful endings over and over and over. The karmic has to clear. There has to be the other side of the downs. So you're going up to find your emperor, and you're going to find somebody that's courageous and powerful, and make that weight worth it, because he's going to love you unconditionally. And he's going to help you to face your fears, and he's going to help you to overcome the pain of the past, and all of that stuff that we go through, because you deserve unconditional love. And I feel like an emperor is coming to be, that person that's going to remind you of all of that. And then we have the rainbow dragon, which came through earlier today, and it says, brings in the leap of joy that opens new doors. Have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, and accept opportunities. So opportunities are coming. Like I just said, don't skip that night out. Don't skip that opportunity. Don't skip out on whatever it is that presents to you. And know that Thor is here to help you with this time of change, to protect you in the time of change. The time of rapid transformation and transition is coming. Relax, because you are safe. And have trust. Know that these new times are coming. These new opportunities are coming. The Earth and Fire Dragon says, works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. It's a time for service. When you give, you receive. So service, like, I feel like you already do that. Okay, so I feel like because you give, you're going to receive. Just remember that the more that you give, the more we receive. I talked about this in a reading earlier on this channel. I feel like if you listen to that reading, that's going to help to elaborate on these messages specifically, because I literally was like the whole spiel about giving and receiving. And I feel like it will benefit you to hear that, because it's like sometimes people feel obligated, or sometimes people feel like other people should be obligated, when it's like, no, that's not how it should be. What it should be is that we just give without expectation, and we receive without that expectation. And just because whatever circumstances are, if we plant our seeds and we do the hard work and we reap the rewards for that, that doesn't mean that we have to turn around and help somebody that's struggling. Because if we did that to everybody that was struggling, we would have nothing. But a lot of times you'll find that people get mad, or they get expectant of you. And it's like, you got to have healthy boundaries up of that, because if not, you give to your own demise. But at the same breath, when we are in a place of abundance, we do want to give, but we don't want to give with the idea of receiving, or give out of the idea of I feel bad, or I feel like I should, or ba. We want to walk away from the shoulds, the coulds, the woulds, and all of that, and just do what feels right when it feels right, because it's right, not because somebody looked at me this weird way, or because somebody or whatever it is. Okay, but just know that you're extra sensitive. So people look at that and they take advantage of that because they know that you're extra sensitive. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh item situations and relationships. You've got to get away from anybody or anything that's messing with your emotional power and your manifestation power, because it's one and the same. When you're emotionally sensitive, honor it, respect it. Your deep sensitivity is a gift to us all, but if you've got assholes around you taking advantage of that, it will deplete you. You know, you're going to be drained, you're going to be tired, you're not going to be able to show up, and this is a past life issue. So make sure that you are working and forgiving it, but not allowing it to remain. You know, we can't keep forgiving and forgetting and allowing it at the same time, because that's like a never ending thing. You're never going to get ahead of it. You know, oh, I forgive you and I forgive it, but here I am today, the next day, and you're going to do it again. Oh, but I forgive you, and it's like, no. I forgave you once, now I forget you, and now I go away. And now I find other places where that's not going to keep happening, or I do something to make you go away, because that's not right, that circumstance. Talk to Jenny. Talk to Jenny about what she just went through. I'm pretty sure that half of what you've told me is like way more than what Jenny just went through. So the fact that that's even going on, and like what it's crazy. It's like the vast difference. Like the people who don't do anything wrong, they get like the craziest reprimand. Then the people who are assholes get away with it because the other people aren't assholes and they're not going to go do anything about it. But you've got to shield yourself and protect yourself when there is that type of stuff around you, so you can be successful. Because it's hard to visualize success going to a place where you know that there's people that are shitty, or people who are like, I know you were doing better with stuff before, though, and I know you were like changing up stuff with work and all of that, but just want to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of or being harmed by anybody, or letting that stuff repeat, because that stuff will kind of like, are you still here? Are you still gonna do it? Are you still the reading I did the other day where it was like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Like when we were little kids. We don't want to keep doing that. So make sure that, you know, you cancel, clear, delete anything that's not good for you, because that's going to keep you from your twin flame. That's going to keep you from the divine love. That's going to keep you from having the heart-centered love that you want. But this is a past life issue. So when you release that and you feel confident and strong and powerful, you can be more powerful in your law of attraction and your manifestation and all of that. Be willing to forgive, but also be willing to walk away from anybody that keeps doing that shit. And if you get nervous, focus on service, because that's going to provide everything that you need. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, your career, and your finances, as your words determine the outcome. Okay? So I know you've been doing that, so keep doing that, but just know that if you're not seeing that out of others, if you're not seeing a shift in others, then sometimes we have to take that next step of like, okay, I'm going to cut you out of here, because you're never going to be nice to me. You're never going to be good to me. You're never going to be, you know, I can talk nicely about you, but it doesn't mean that you're nice. Like, when people aren't. So rise to the occasion in any way that it feels like necessary to do, and know that a sacred gift is coming to you. And I think that, yeah, you're awakening the divine masculine too, and I really feel like there's like a walk-in soul that's going to show up for you. But again, you're the oracle, so take the stand in your life so that he can come and move with that flow, and know, let go, release, and create the pathway for him to come. If we're not creating the pathway for a man to show up or whatever, like we're not feeling good in all these other places, and we're not feeling balanced and happy and like in that place of divine union, then it's harder to manifest it. We don't want to be revengeful or bitter or whatever. We just want to be able to shapeshift out of those places that are not supporting us. You are immortal. Make your decisions carefully. You don't want to come back and deal with that bitch again. You don't want to come back and deal with any bitch again. You want to be able to go into the silence and be still and happy. Protect your body, because it's a sacred temple. Know that your divine union is manifesting and the obstacles are being released out of your way, and a sacred gift is coming to you, but you've got to reflect and release. And you got to know that you haven't been abandoned. Your person's still out there. He's still energetically, like, listen, nothing ends, nothing dies. There is no death. It's just a transformation. Crown yourself the divine feminine, ready for your union, and here comes your divine masculine, ready to be there with you. Remember to ask those right questions. Remember to be that right person, you know, in that situation of knowing and trusting that he's coming back. He may not be in the same body, but there is no fucking death, so he's coming back in one way or another, okay? But we just have to be open to how that manifests. Hello. All right. So, I know that. All right. So I got the songs of Starlight. I got my Lisa. I got my Jenny. I got my Rick. I got. I was gonna do one for Melissa. And Seeds of Stone. Seeds of Stone is here. What did you say? Seeds of Stone. I'm open. All right. Seeds of Stone is open. And then I'll do Melissa. And then I'm going to go down and see if there's new questions from anybody down there. Celtic just came through. So Seed of Stone. Jenny also had this. I've seen this a few times recently. These messages coming from that place. I feel like it ties into the love life for you. And maybe even Native American energy in some way. Or maybe just your love life connects to the Native American and the Celtic. Yeah, look at that spout. Told you. Like, something happened with your person that you're supposed to, you were married to them in another life, probably one time here and one time as a Native American, but this is a person that you've been with before in other lives. You gotta have trust and have faith and know the angels are helping you to bring this person in on their ship. You may even have to get on a ship and ship yourself around and turn yourself about, because that's what it's all about. The Asia is down there too. You might need to go to Asia. Or yeah, go to Asia to find your love. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like you may have already been in Asia, but I feel like traveling is definitely good for you. Leaving and traveling is good for you. Getting on a ship, or even just like a galactic ship, even energetically shipping yourself around. You don't have to travel like physically. You can travel non-physically. So you could go to where the hell was it? Asia. You could go to anywhere, really. There's no limitations on creation when we tap into that wisdom of our ability to do that stuff. So, again, I think you need to tap back into the Native American wisdom that you have inside of you. You could have phobias or things that you don't realize that they're there on a subconscious level or even just a conscious level. It could also be with food or hunger or providing for yourself, taking care of yourself. Yeah, I feel like there's something about, like, maybe even just fully leaving and traveling. Like, I know you wanted to do that, but I feel like there may be fears surrounding that, and that may come out of your mother. You may look at the way that your mom has been in her life and be like, I don't know, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to orphan myself. I got to stay close by, or I want to, you know what I mean? Just like, it may not even be conscious. It could just be up in there. That's her karmic stuff that she's passed down to you just by being her daughter, just by being in her bloodline. You don't even know that you're thinking the thoughts or feeling the feelings. Sometimes we just have them and we're like, why do I feel this way? And it's there because we're here to battle that shit. We're here to learn those lessons and those blessings and break out of the imprisonment that these people have set up for us, whether we did it in a past life ourselves or somebody else, or whether we, were born into those phobias by our family. Greco-Roman is also here, which I feel like ties to the Pleiadian energy. Unrequited love is here too, so I feel like there's been unrequited love situations in the past. People that you may have taken vows. It was like, hey, you're gonna marry him because of blah blah blah, for financial reasons or for whatever reasons, and you didn't really want to do that, so it was unrequited. But that could show up in you in this life and cause, like you may be thinking, I really want to be with you, or I really want to be with you, but inside, if you had to marry someone in a past life that you didn't want to marry, you could be subconsciously sabotaging things or doing stuff that comes from that time where they forced you to marry someone you didn't want to marry, or because of something like that. Like, you're like, no, I need to be free, I need to be independent, and and it may not be conscious, but it could be in there. So again, Atlantis is here. I feel like there's some sort of forgiveness that you need to leave and move on from that's impacting your love life. And that wisdom is probably, look, they did that shit back then with this. They were like, yeah, sure, give me 4 horses and you can have my daughter. Like, so I feel like something like that happened with the finances, and they sold you to be a wife or something like that. So you were basically imprisoned and enslaved. Maybe you were supposed to be a medicine man or a medicine woman, and they like orphaned you basically because it's like, I don't really want to go with this guy. No. Like, I don't care that they have horses. I don't want to be married to him. And then they got the vows. And so in this life, you may be like, weird about relationships on some level. And it's going to be to various degrees on how it shows up. But I feel like it has been through you on a baby level, even. Like, maybe even the way you feel about being a mom. Maybe the way that you feel about your mom. The way that you feel about children in general. The way that this world works. It could be tainted or messed up because of something that happened in another life, due to authority figures taking your power away. And they did this to the Celtic women too. Like, if a woman got pregnant, they would like send her off and be like, oh, she went to visit the country, and then like she would come back without the baby. They found 600 dead babies inside of this place underneath in the sewer system. That I read about recently. It was a thing tied to St. Bridget and took me on this fucking thing, and I was like, oh my god, no. I keep finding out about bad, horrible shit to do with babies, and the ways that they've been on this world and the way that they have done things, and I feel like there's a reason for that. I feel like that's probably a reason why like I'm not having kids, because I'm like, I don't want you to take it from me and throw it into a freaking sewer system, dude. Like, you know, but those people, there was a lot, like, people forget this, like there's a lot of slaves that came from here over here. They were in New York. Anybody that was like a little bit of a, like, you know, she was like a slave, or she was like, she got pregnant young, or she was unmarried or whatever, like she was a hoe, basically. They called her a Bridget. She's a Bridget. There's a Bridget. That's my. And they would like sit around and compare and contrast their Bridget story and stuff. Like, oh yeah, that's my Bridget. Blah, 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 blah. Like outdoing each other about that, which I also learned in that thing that I read about with the babies. So you could even have stuff that, I know you saw stuff too with babies yourself. You saw like a huge place that was just all babies. With the Egypt, I don't think it was necessarily Egypt, but it was something to do with like that when you were doing your archaeology stuff. So I feel like this is a war and a battle on this planet for a long time, and people don't talk about it a lot, but there is, like, there's a war on babies, man. Like, they take the babies away from people all the time. They just lie to them. Oh, he's dead. You can't see him because he's dead. But he's not. And in Haiti, they do it all the time. There's a woman in Haiti right now that, like, spent her own money on this stuff, and she's been saving them, because any baby that comes out with a disability, they just throw it in this room to die. She found a baby in there playing with a dead baby. She thought it was a doll. It was a dead baby that one baby was playing with. She saw one that was like stuck to a fucking crib thing because it laid there for so long. Its head like got stuck to the crib. Oh my god. This stuff needs forgiveness, and this stuff needs to be known. And I don't want to be the one sharing it, but we need to know this stuff, because it's still fucking happening to the babies. It's still happening to this day. It's because they think that the baby is like demonic or possessed, or that it was voodoo that was done to it. But that's not okay. And then there's babies in our world right now, like in the US, where it's like they just disappear. All these kids, we've got all these cameras, and everybody knows what everybody's doing 24 fucking 7, but a kid disappears and just gone off the face of the earth forever? No. They're doing stuff with them. And it goes deep. That hole goes deep. I wish I didn't even ever know about it, but I think people need to know about it, and people like Jenny, and people like Abby, and people like myself, we have things inside of us naturally about it that's like an aversion to it, because we probably know that. We probably were mothers that fucking got screwed over by the fathers, or we got screwed over by just having a baby. So we know, deep down that I don't really want to do that because of blah, 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 blah. Or even if we do want to do that, we get fearful about it. We're not sure. My thing is, like, I didn't want to do what was done to me, is what I said when I was 9. I was like, I don't want to do what was done to me, so I'm not having kids. And they were like, you'll change your mind. I was like, no, I won't. And I never did. But then as I got older, I was like, even if I did, I don't trust any other person on the planet that much to be a dad. Like, and to think that he's going to stay forever, or to do what he needs to do, because they don't do that, and then you can't take care of yourself, and now you're going to take care of another person. There's a lot of fears and phobias and things in that, because of the way that things have been. People get orphaned, people get messed up, people get broken. So we're here to heal all that stuff, all those past life things, all those lessons, all that shit. And if we get nervous, we got to focus on service. Like, I'm afraid to say stuff because I don't want to be censored or taken down or whatever. But the goddess energy inside of us tells us to speak up and let it be said. At least somebody fucking heard it. They needed to hear it. Even if they reprimand me, whatever. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. We're here, I feel like a lot of us who are not mothers right now are here to be mothers to others. To be mothers to those babies that were killed and forgotten. To be mothers to the people that other people don't care about, that don't have that emotional sensitivity, that don't think about it, or even when they hear about it, they're numb to it. They're like, yeah, like they don't care. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that we may have absorbed, or like being around other people on the planet, we absorb shit. And then the fairies are with you. It says you have a strong bond with the fae, and they help with your life purpose, and it involves helping Mother Nature. So maybe you need to be the goddess or the mother to the earth. Maybe I need to help some babies that I don't know yet. And, we all have these ways of doing that. And then being in our integrity, the way that feels best for us is the best way for us to do it. But you have sensitivity, so you can be a mother to the babies of the animals that are abandoned and, you know, orphaned and all of that. I know you wanted to work with animals. I know you feel that deep mothering connection to them, and I know that's part of your truth. So, you know, don't let yourself hold off on anything like that. Do what you need to do. Evacuate the fear, vacuum the fear, sing and dance, have a good time. Know that you're a natural born leader. You don't need anybody else's permission to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And if that means taking off and moving somewhere, do it. You know, ask your angels for help. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do, or being like, you know, X'd out of the, like, I feel like there's an abandonment thing, but it's also like you screwed me over thing. Like not just abandonment, but like, when somebody, like, you know, does something bad, you know, they did deceit, they hurt you, they were like, oh, bye, we want to eat, so bye, you know, that's not cool, that's not like family, that's not loving, that's not great. And I'm not saying that's like who your current family is, I'm just saying that those things could be in there, so you may have stuff that you need to feel empowered with in this life to overcome. You know, those could be part of your lessons and blessings from that time, to be like, I'm not going to let these fears or these doubts or these insecurities or this time of feeling like I was orphaned be big. I'm going to leave and I'm going to travel. I'm going to do what I've got to do, because I'm a high priest or a high priestess, and I'm here to do what I'm meant to do. The healing angel is working with you. Archangel Raphael is with you. Your emotional sensitivity is a gift to this world. Archangel Michael is here to help you to cut away all the bad, and listen to your intuitive feelings, because your body knows what you need to do, when you need to do it, and when you need to forgive, and when you need to shield yourself, and when you need to focus on this service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Manifestation power says, use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. So you have that a natural ability, but you got to focus on that thing. Like I said, when we give, we receive. Maybe that reading I did earlier will also benefit you to hear. And then to parents again. So when we give, we receive, right? But like, maybe our parents didn't give us the equal opportunity, or we didn't have the same start, or we didn't have the whatever. So a lot of times we can let that be detrimental in our mind and our energy or whatever. We just feel like, oh, we messed up, or we weren't good enough, or like I screwed this up, or I owe money, or I'm bad, or you know what I mean? Whatever it is, however it's manifesting, your parents did the best with what they had. I feel like they provided for you, but they didn't emotionally support you. So see yourself doing well in this situation and have faith for a positive outcome, okay? And again, the emotional thing, it's not that they didn't do it, it's just that they may not have done it to the level that you needed them to do at a certain point or a certain time in your life, and they may have needed it back. They may have been very sensitive. They may have been upset. They may not have asked for help from others. They may never have saw it. So how can they give it if they never saw it? So a lot of times we have that shit going on with our parents and I know you stayed home right now too, just to work on this stuff, but I think maybe just a reminder that you are doing that and you're working on that, and you know, your twin flame union and all of that stuff is going to come about when you fully step into this role of the light worker, heal from your parents. Know that when I put my full focus on, and you're doing that, aren't you? I think you are. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, every time I talk to you, you're like exploring something. Sometimes you explore it, sometimes you don't, sometimes you come back and forth. So I don't know. But I know you were thinking about doing that. So if that's what you're doing, that sounds perfect. Okay. So focus on service. When you get nervous, focus on service. Don't self-sabotage. Don't feel like you can't do it. Know that you have the power. And if that last opportunity that we talked about went away or goes away, or it doesn't work out, or it doesn't pan out and you come back or whatever, that's okay too. Because it just means you weren't in the right place. You've got to clear the negative energies off of you, the doubts off of you, release whatever's not serving you so that you can heal and clear. And again, it's probably past life related. So doing that past life healing, specifically to cut the cords to that shit show, will make it so that the next one that comes around is the one that comes around, or the one that is here presently is the one that sticks, so that you can be that goddess. The Fae are there with you. You can cancel, clear, delete anything at any time in any way, and you can re-manifest things too that may have went away, or maybe you change your mind on. You can change your mind, and you can do whatever you need to do at any time, and forgive yourself for that too, because I know you have that thing I do, or I'm like, I think I want to do this, I think I want to do that, or maybe I never did, and I never fucking, you know, like half the time I do it, half the time I don't. Sometimes I do it. It takes a really long time to get there, but it's okay. nobody else, really nobody else, I don't think anybody else is out there like, Bridget, you know, like getting all mad at me, because I do my best to help with what I've got when I can, with what I do, no matter what. I give away free information all the time, just like out my head, and try to help other people with their business. And like, if I have something, I'm like, here, you can have it too. But uh, I still beat myself up every day for not being faster or not doing what I should have done before. Or I told somebody I might do that thing, but then I didn't do that thing, and oh my god, I beat myself up all the time. But we don't need to do that, because I don't really think too many people are out there like mad about it. You're working very closely with this powerful Archangel Michael, who is protecting and guiding you through the situation too. And it is safe for you to be powerful and to take charge of your life in positive ways. So I know sometimes it's hard too. We can focus on service and all of that shit, but if we don't have like the best support system in our team, it's a defeating feeling. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it happens to me all the time. I'm like, and I'm like, like, you just rained on my parade. But we got to clear that away, you know. And it's not just one person. There's so many people that do it just out of their own misery, or their own jealousy, or their own hate, or their own resentment, or their own lack of something. So don't let other people's lack become your lack. Don't let other people's whatever deter you from your intuitive guidance and your knowing of like, I can do this, and I'm sensitive, and that's a gift. It's not a bad thing. We don't have to keep looking at all these things about us as a bad thing, like, oh, my ADHD. It's fucking awesome, man. Like, you know anybody else that can like multitask that many level and put on a show and entertain everybody else and still run circles around their asses? No. That's a good thing. And it was an adapting thing, because we were in a shit show chaotic environment where we had to do that. It was like, I gotta be aware of my surroundings so my parents don't kill me. Like, it's just what happened. So we don't need to look at all these things as a bad thing. And again, your twin flame, I feel like this is the same message. It's a recurring message that's been coming through for everybody that has a twin flame or a divine counterpart or whatever, okay? They're going to come to be with you, united with you, when you fully unite with you. When you fully love you unconditionally, you own every aspect of you. You're not afraid to be who you are. You're not doubting. You're not second guessing on posting. You're not second guessing on your thinking. You're not always feeling the need to like put a filter over yourself, or to do these things that we feel like we need to do to be on this planet in this illusionary land. When we feel inspired and we feel like we can run those workshops and do those things and put ourselves out there and teach and explore and grow and heal and just embrace the fullness of ourselves, that's when somebody else can come embrace that with us. And we have to trust and know that they can do that. So if we're holding on to somebody that we don't trust, or we have no hope, or we're like, they're never going to love me, they're never going to think of me as blah, 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 then that's not the right person for now. Or we're not the right person for now. Because that's really what it comes down to, is like, until we're fully like, I'm amazing and I'm awesome and I'm loved, and he'd be crazy not to love me unconditionally, he'd be crazy to think of me as anything less than his divine feminine, blah 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 blah, and to think that that's not going to manifest, then that's me doing that. So when I know that, and I believe that, and I trust that, and I own that, and embody that, and I am that, that's when I have that. That's when my heart opens up and receives. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. So it's hard, it's scary, especially for the people like myself that have fearful one, because we're afraid of being hurt, because everybody we've ever loved, or everybody we've ever given anything to or had around us that said they loved us, always proved otherwise. But that's okay. We can heal that and grow from that and overcome that. We don't have to let that be the story forever. So just know that you may have even been, I know you have a time with speaking up too sometimes, like the fullness of what you want to say, or even just like putting your words together. It's like you're intentional about it. You think about it, which is a good thing, because I just pop off and blah, 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 and it gets me in trouble. But I feel like you may have had some sort of thing where that's come about because you weren't allowed to in another life, or somebody silenced you in another life, or somebody diminished you in another life. And that could keep you from speaking up in your love life. That could keep you from speaking up when it's time to go to battle and war. It could keep you from speaking up to like me, or your friends, or your mother, or your father, or your sister, or your brother, or you know what I mean? Whoever it is, when you feel that time to transport yourself and to take action and communicate and go to war and battle for yourself, you don't have to leave and travel and run away without saying anything. Speak up. Speak your truth. Be the truth, be the fullness, open your heart, be ready to receive love, and trust that that love's coming and that you deserve that love, and there's no reason why you can't have that love. Like, I said something today that struck me, like, it struck me afterwards when I listened to it. I was like, oh yeah. Because I was like, you're just, like men think that we're asking for the world, right? It's like, we're just asking to be loved unconditionally, and if they're asking to be loved in that way, that's not that much to ask for. And it just, like, hit me like, wow. Like, that's really not that much to ask for, but I never received that, and I don't think I ever asked for that. I was always given a conditional love, or I was always given shit show love, or I was always given, like, the half-ass thing, or the underhanded thing, or the fucking, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So, asking for unconditional love is not too much to ask for, because they want that from us. They want us to love them unconditionally and forgive them when they fuck up and let them do what they do and boo 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 and still care about them unconditionally. Well, guess what, fucker? You need to do that back. And it's not a lot to ask for. But, like, it's not even their fault. It was me never asking for that. It was me never even realizing that I deserved that for giving that. So we can have a lot of weird shit that, like, sometimes just speaking, like, when I speak, I receive. Like, I'm like, oh, I have these revelations about things that I've been thinking or doing for my whole life. These phobias that we don't even recognize are in there. So, you know, keep speaking, keep putting yourself out there. I know that you have been. I'm proud of you. I've been seeing you do your stuff, and I know you've been making big changes and all of that. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with anything you've done or didn't do or whatever. I just want you to feel that way too, and I want you to cut your cords to anything that doesn't make you feel that way, so you can be in your integrity and you can speak your truth without worrying about it. To the fullest extent. And I know Gemini has that ability to, like, I don't know, like, go back and forth, you know? And that's okay too. You could be both versions of yourself. Your truth can change day to day. As long as it's not manipulative or hurtful to other people, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? As long as your truth is your truth and you're just speaking what you truthfully feel, you have the right to have that be whatever you want it to be, whenever you want it to be, for however long you want it to be. And when you believe that, know that, and act in that, that's when your divine union will manifest, and that's when all these other things come together. So the angels are helping you to lovingly speak your truth. The angels are helping you to open your heart to receive and give love. And there is, you know, stuff to heal with your parents, but who else? You know, we all have that. So, you know, just know that it's a war and a battle that we're here for. It's what we came for. And you've been here before in Egypt, and I think you'll be here again, you know, or not here, hopefully. Well, you like it here. You can come again and have the whole place to yourself to do your foraging and your berry picking and all of that. All right. Perspective is key. Love the ADHD, for real. Yeah, it's nothing bad. For a lot of us, it's much easier. It is. All right, so let me see. Where are we? I don't know who was next. I know that was, what was that? All right, I got to talk. So I did Rick, I did Jenny, I did, Songs of Starlight. Oh, I was going to do Melissa. What was Melissa saying? I think you were just, like, open to whatever. You love that history, too, that deck. I think I showed you guys it. All right, so Melissa, I don't know. Did you have, like, I think you did say something. For a lot of us, it's so much easier to give than to receive. Yes, it is. I'm healing my inner child stuff and breaking my family patterns. I can raise my kids differently than how I was raised. Yeah. I have to be strong and different than how I was raised. I have to be strong emotionally. Okay. I don't know. I think you... Hi, Gwendoline! I didn't see you before. Yes, it's more up the question. It's more up. It's more up. I will welcome messages of encouragement and some kick-ass insight regarding how far I've come into spiritual from late 2020 till now. Of course, when all members are getting... Alright, I'm gonna do yours real quick, just because I spend all that time looking for it. And then I'm going to do the other ones because you were here first. And you technically are a member. You're just in the transition time. Got 2 memberships. The membership on the Bridget Rau channel is $5.99 a month. And then this one's $2.99 a month. And Melissa has been a member on this one all along. And she's a member on the other one. All right, I feel like you're breaking out of like the slave, okay? You've been enslaved at times, you know, in your past with this world, okay? The world here that we have, the system that we have here is like a little messed up. It's like, oh, like you want freedom, like you're not gonna have that. You know, freedom to speak? No. Freedom to move? No. Freedom to move? No. But you're doing it. You're making peace with things, and you're breaking out of that. You have that shaman soul. And it says carrying the ancient wisdom and the teachings. You have a closeness to earth, and you connect with Pachamama and the rainforest and all of that stuff because you're a starseed soul. So you have the peace inside of you. You have that natural peacemaker. Okay, so we got peace and peacemaker. You can find peace, which I feel like you've been finding since 2020. All right, maybe you felt like you couldn't breathe in 2020, but now you're healing that. Now you're growing, and because of that, you're going to find the right marriage. You're going to find the right person. You're going to release the anger. You're going to release the doubt. You're going to be singing a new song. You're going to be dancing a new tune. You're going to be playing your lyre. You're going to be doing all that stuff with your poetry and your music and all of those things because you're a light worker. And you're going to make it work. And you're young at heart, so you've got the Fae energy. And again, that helps you to bring peace to other people, the dark entities on the planets. Like you're a light worker. You bring light where you go. You're a scribe. You're a writer. You're a historian. You know, you have all those messages. You have all that stuff to tie into and to deliver to others. But you got to trust yourself. You just got to trust. Take the action and trust, you know. Don't let dad get into your head. Don't let mom get into your head. Don't let the exes get into your head. Don't let the karmics get into your head. Don't let anybody get into your head ever, because you have the mystery teachings and the wisdom teachings and the ancient mysteries and teachings of all the places all over the place. You've been hung, you've been burnt, you've been killed, you've been pillaged and, you know, ravaged and taken as a slave. Doing that anymore. You're healing yourself, and you're still young at heart. You still have that thing inside of you that was never broken. Your spirit was never broken. You know, your soul is strong. You sometimes it's unknown. You know, sometimes this life is unknown, but your inner child is still alive and well in you. The fact that you're playing music, the fact that you're trying, the fact that you're putting yourself out there at all is a huge thing that most people will never ever do. They'll never jump over that fear of being seen or that fear of whatever. So that means you're going to be wealthy. And wealthy doesn't always have to mean money, you know? Wealthy with abundance of love, and wealthy with abundance of good support, wealthy with abundance of joy and bliss and happiness, and like a good outlook on life, and all of that stuff that a lot of us feel orphaned from because this planet is full of anger and rage. And this planet is full of, you know, fights and misery and darkness and all that shit that we don't really want to be mixed up with. And you have a big family here, but you have a big family even beyond here. You have a big family that you'll marry into. You have a big family that you've already married into. You have a big family in the stars. You have a big family in the community of people who also are star seeds, in the community of people who are twin flames, in the community of people who you align with wherever you want to do it. But you got to remember that and know that the portal is open for you because you are not abandoned. You were never abandoned, and you never will be abandoned. Your union is coming. So enter the silence at this time right now where you may be feeling like, oh no, I may be getting nervous at times. I may not know. I may not trust or believe in myself fully, but reflect and release and know that the comforting presence is on the way. You hold in a space in your heart to be filled, and it's coming. Okay? The portal is open. So rise to the occasion, be the oracle. Like, when I do these readings, right, and I'm like, and I make these cards, and I put these cards out, young at heart, and do you know what I'm doing? I'm manifesting. I'm literally writing into being the things that have come to be in my own life that freaked me out for a little while. I was like, oh my God. Because so many things that you would never even know that I can't even, I just out of like, just like being good to other people and not putting their shit out there for everybody is like, I can't even tell you the extent of the shit that like people have seen in these cards that are real life stuff for them, or things that I've had come to be that are real life stuff for myself, you know, like things that I've had happen in my romantic situations that it's like the fucking card word for word says something that the, you know, and it's like, it's weird and I know a lot of it is it's like people may, oh, somebody might have done that intentionally. A lot of the times the stuff was like not even known by other people when it's come to be into my reality, or like when it comes about, you can tell that there's a genuineness to it, or there's something in it that's like, oh my fucking god, I had no idea, but apparently I did know because I wrote it down. But obviously, realizing that power of that ability to create, it's like, wait, I need to be very mindful about what I'm putting in these cards. So if I don't want to be treated like shit, and I don't want to be like dealing with some psychopath, or I don't want to be stalked or whatever, I need to be like, let me be mindful. Because before I would just put the things into the cards that I was guided to put into the cards that I felt like people were dealing with. But over time you're like, wait a minute, what am I igniting into my life? Because these things were literally coming into my life. But also, like when I watch a reading back from 3 years ago, I picked on one last night because last night after I got off this live, there was a pick a card from me from Bridget Rau channel from like 2 years ago that popped up. I clicked on it. I hit pile number 3 because that's always the one that I pick, and I was like, it's so weird because the stuff that I'm dictating and putting out all that time ago didn't resonate for me all that time ago, but it does now, and it's like, holy shit. So whatever you write, whatever you put down, like, you ever see the movies that come to be? Like, all the stuff out there, it's predictive programming. So you are the predictive programmer of your life. If you want to be wealthy, start writing like you're wealthy. If you want to be happy, start writing like you're happy. If you want to be the witch, start writing like the witch. Start being the shaman. Start being the seer. Start being the person that's clearing the karma and being the one that you want to be today. Like, write it as if it's already done. When I did scripting, fucking next day, word for word, shit played out. And I was like, oh, it's scary. I don't like doing it because I'm like, oh my god, did I do that or did they do that? It was that, my god. Like, I feel like I'm taking over people's free will and I don't like it. But we can do it in a way where we don't, with that stuff, like, we don't want to infringe on people's free will. So be mindful of that. I feel like I go through this shit to be like the one that's like, hey, you can do this, but don't do that. Just because we don't want to ever do that. Because then it leaves you in a questionable place of like, did I do that or did they do that? Nobody wants that. You don't want to be married to somebody in 10 years going, did they marry me out of their own free will because I wrote it down in a fucking book? Like, you know what I mean? We want our divine union, but we want to write it in the way of like, I am manifesting my divine union with the right partner for me, with the person that wants to be there with me at the right perfect moment. I never write any of that stuff down, but I should. If I really truly want that stuff, that's what I should be writing, as if it's already here and now, with all the feelings and the emotions and the details surrounding it. I've done it before and had it like blow my fucking mind, just the accuracy, and it was something that had never happened before. For it to happen the next fucking day, I was like, this is weird. This is really weird. So know that you have that power to create that. I know you're a writer. I know you're a poet. Poetry is basically spells. Have you ever think about that? Like when you listen to a witch do a spell, it's basically poetry. It's like a rhyming little boop 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 boop. Light a candle when you do it. Think about what you're saying. Be intentional in the creation of your life. Be intentional in the creation of everything you do, whatever you do, whether it's a painting or whether it's food or whether it's your shower or whether it's putting clothes on or whether it's your makeup or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Be intentional. And you've lived a life in the sea, so you've got that Syrian soul. You've got that ability to connect to that energy. Listen to the ocean, because the ocean is Mama Kocha. She's the healer of the waters, the healer of our soul. She's the mother. She's going to help you to come out of that desert, to come out of the Peru energy, come into the Peru energy more, like into that ancient wisdom, into those steeps of those steps, so you can keep climbing and exploring, and like you don't even need to go to these places to explore them. Imagine that you're standing on a ley line that connects to whatever this place is, connects to whatever place is that you want to connect to, and allow yourself to connect to it. Like right now, I'm going to be standing on and this literally, I'm not just pulling this out my butt. This is what they do for when you do, that thing, right? So like, there's a thing, right? They give you coordinates. They're like 27 north, 57, blah, 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 right? You go there with your eyes closed, and you feel where you are, okay? It's like, where am I? Oh, is there a building here? Am I outside? Am I inside? Is it cold? Like, we go through this whole thing. It's a projection thing. It's like when you leave your body and you go project to other places. Now, mind you, after you do all this, they let you know that those coordinates are bullshit. The coordinates are bullshit. So it's just them knowing like they're gonna give you the pyramid in Giza, and they're gonna give you some made up fucking coordinates, but because their intention was the pyramid in Giza, you will go there and pick out that stuff. And this is legit stuff that like the CIA has done, and people do like they do remote viewing. It's remote viewing, and it has not like it doesn't matter. You could tell anybody any number. I did it once. There's an app that you can download and you practice, and you'd come up with all the things. And I was thinking that I was at like Area 51 or something, and that there was like a spaceship there because I was getting the color gray and I was getting the cool color, like the cool temperature, and I was feeling like it was like a gated off area and that I shouldn't be in there. I was in fucking Stonehenge. And Stonehenge is a round silver thing that's cold to the touch, and it's gated off, and like even the door, because you know like a door would be like flush with the ship. The door was the fucking opening for you to walk in to Stonehenge. So I was seeing, or not seeing it, but I was picking up on all the stuff because I don't have clairvoyance, I have clear knowing. But I was getting all of those things connected to it based off of some fake ass coordinates and somebody just knowing that they were telling me to go to Stonehenge. And it works. And it works for people. And even this, they've released documents right now about like manifesting with the power of attraction. And there's people who will read it to you on YouTube because a lot of people are too lazy to go find it or read it themselves. But it's a like long ass paperwork. The Freedom of Information Act has released it. If you want to do astral travel, they'll tell you exactly how to do it. You want to do remote viewing, they'll tell you exactly how to do it. But people don't believe it, or they dismiss it, or they're like, whatever. I've done it. It works. But we've got to be the mindful person in the creative seat of our life. And we can't be doubting ourselves. We can't be second guessing ourselves. We can't be waiting on that post. We can't be doing those things if we're going to be the light worker, we're going to be the dancer, and we don't want to feel sad. You're the scribe, you're the writer, you're the author, you're the creator of your story. Go create it. If you want to have a soulmate, go write that fucking story right now. If you want to have a big family, go write that story right now. Write it into being like it is already here. And it will be. This love started another lifetime. It's going to live on for others, you know? Animals. Like this one specifically, I had a person that had exactly a whole situation that was like so messed up. But I had no idea until they told me about it. And it was long after I created this. So that was sad and miserable for me to learn about. But it was also like one of those times. Now, I didn't create that happening because it was already in the past. But this is my past life deck. I was like, ah! So again, be careful what you create. Be very mindful of the story that you're writing. Be very mindful of what you're doing, because we do shapeshift and we do jump into other timelines. So maybe there's a timeline where that never happened to that pet, or maybe that never happened to that person, you know, or we never met that person that we're dealing with, or whatever. There's literally people out there right now that are having those types of experiences where the whole person just up and disappears. Oh, I was with them for 10 years and now they're gone. So just know that anything you go through, anything that's imprisoned you, anything that made you feel persecuted, inquisition type of shit, you have the artistic ability to manifest it away and get rid of it at any time you decide. But you can't live in a phobia or fear of that. You have to trust and know that your family tree is growing deep roots, and you have everything you need. You're not abandoned. You're not forgotten about. You are the fighter. Your mother did the best that she could with what she had. Your father did the best of what he could. Now it's time for you to get into your ship and sail forward into your life and heal the karma in your relationship so that you can have a transportation into the wisdom and into the good times as that medicine man and woman, and not have to starve or worry about all that shit or worry about finances. You can literally write yourself rich. You can write yourself into any experience you want to do, but you got to believe it. Believe it is the biggest part of it. If you don't fucking believe it, you're never going to see it. Seeing is believing, but believing is seeing. So do that. All right. All right, anybody that's here as a member, if I haven't got your question yet, let me know. Let me know what your question is again if I don't see it. I know Tammy's new, so if you have a question, put it down. I know Brent, did you have a question? Brent has been in here. I think he's where is Brent? Did you have a question? Canada, the Catholic Church. But I resonate with the Scots. Let me see. Not really, no question. Okay. Are you open to receiving some messages like from this deck, and then I can do Tammy? Did you like this deck? I'm not sure if I don't remember. I think you asked about it. I listen and take what comes through. Sure. Okay. Awesome. Look at that. You're not abandoned either. You're welcome, Melissa. So you are not abandoned. You are children of the desert. So that tells me you probably, I feel like the people who come here that resonate here that like want to come be part of the membership and things like that, like we all kind of have a similar thing, okay? Like the Syrian starseeds, the Pleiadian starseeds, you know, like the people that resonate with that type of stuff, the Blu-ray souls, the indigos, it ranges a bit. Not everybody's exactly the same, but I feel like the desert thing, it ties to our time of ancient Egypt. So I think a lot of us started in Atlantis and we went to ancient Egypt and we were here for those times. Not everybody made it. Not everybody got over there, but you hold a space in your heart to be filled. So I feel like that's why they're saying you're not abandoned, because a lot of the star seeds feel abandoned. We feel like we don't belong here. It's like, what? Like we're not part of our family, you know? It's like we're the weird one. We're like, why are we here? But we're here to break the negative cycle. We're here to get over and get out of there. So gratitude, honor the sacred in every creation, including yourself. Honor the sacred in every creation, including your parents and your bloodline and your lineage that brought you here to do this work, because so many people signed up to come here at this time. Even though when we're here, we're like, why would I ever do this? But a comforting presence is on the way. Make sure that you enter some silence and listen at times, because I feel like there may be a need to ask the right questions. I know that you had said before that you had dealt with like the wrong type of women showing up in your life, and I feel like you're here for the awakening of the divine masculine. You're here for like bringing in that divine masculine energy instead of the patriarchy. So you have that sacred love inside of you. You have that soul that's open to that. So remember to ask the right questions when these women show up, so that you can be open to receive the communication from unexpected places. You could be open to that sacred gift that's coming to you. You could be open to having gratitude fill every part of your life, because when you're the true embodiment of the divine masculine, you ask the right questions of these women, they're not going to get past you. They're not gonna trick you down the road. Like you've already learned from them, you know. And so nothing is constant except for change. So you're gonna believe in that spontaneous healing. Know that your goal is within reach in all areas. A divine union is manifesting for you, and that could even just be the union within yourself. It doesn't have to have anything to do with anybody else. But maintain compassion under pressure, and just know that like good times are coming for you. And again, enter the silence and listen. It says Redwood Diva. So I feel like they want you to spend some time in contemplation. Yeah, extreme times requires deep reflection. Awakening the divine masculine energy on the planet is like something that's so needed. So even just going into silence and sending that out collectively, like being like a way shower for the other men, you know, like the fact that you're here talking to us, communicating with us, tells me that you're already awake, right? So you need to speak your truth or express yourself, those deep memories that are stirring in you, asking those right questions to other men to get them to wake up, to get them to see, you know, to get them to disconnect from the mainstream bullshit, and to acclimate, you know, accept where you are at this time, but shapeshift where you are at this time. Protect yourself. Know that comforting presence is on the way. Believe in spontaneous healing. Disconnect from the craziness out there, but know that nothing but change is what constantly happens. There is no death. So again, I feel like you could have been here for the time of Isis and Osiris and Set and chaos and all of that craziness. But fulfilling opportunities on the horizon. The portal is open for you at this time. And leave the past behind and just move forward, and knowing that you're crowning yourself as a divine masculine. And when you do that, like I said to the others, when we fully embody our divine feminine or our divine masculine, and we love ourselves in that way, and we see ourselves in that way, and we trust that we're not going to bring in the past again, we're not going to bring in the liars again, we're not going to bring in the false again, we're not going to bring in the bullshit things again, then we won't. We will bring in who we're meant to be with. So you are immortal. Make all of your decisions carefully, and know that like you've already learned those lessons so you don't have to repeat them. You're not alone in the universe. You got to create the pathway though for the other people to show up through asking those right questions and knowing those right answers for yourself about what you even want, where you want it, how you want it, and all of that. And then clear yourself of the past, clear yourself of those past issues, those past life issues. Again tonight, I feel like Jenny should just like make a script for everybody tonight about past life issues. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Past life stuff is impacting all of us at this time. We have emotional sensitivities that are impacting us from having a twin flame union. They're impacting us with our law of attraction and ability to manifest abundance and to do all the stuff that we want to do and feel good in, because we don't feel whole, we don't feel complete because our other person's not there. But that's a lie in itself. We don't need that other person to be whole and complete. We are whole and complete already, and when we feel that way fully, they're gonna show up. Thank you, Shelly. I'm not sure. Holy moly. Thank you, Shelly. I don't know if you could have asked a question. And we have the angels are helping you to lovingly speak your truth. Yep. I'm working on the generational traumas from the famine. Okay, from the famine. Okay, so it sounds like you have a lot of the same messages that came through with Rick, and being in integrity is going to help you. Just staying in that integrity and that truth, and not being afraid or shameful to say that or put that out there. That's going to help you to bring in more abundance and more of all those good things that you would like to probably have. I feel like you've been a medicine man or woman on the path before, and your love life is impacted by all of this. You could have even had a tie into Asia as well. And you may need to leave or travel, or you may have left and traveled in another life that like impacted things. So talk to the angels and have trust and faith that they're going to answer you wholeheartedly and fully about whatever went down, wherever it went down. I feel like you could have been a knight in a battle, and that may have taken you to Asia or somewhere. So maybe you need to go back there to that war battle time just in your mind, and forgive yourself or forgive whoever may have hurt you in that time. And then with the mother, again, I feel like there could be, just the authority figures or women figures. I know when men tend to have like a issue with women, or women tend to have an issue with men, a lot of times it comes from the parents, whether it's conscious or unconscious, but it's like another level or a layer there. Sometimes, like, I couldn't admit to myself that my mother was so messed up until she was passed away, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, she was definitely messed up. Like, I still love her unconditionally. I still would have done everything I did while she was here, but it helped me to waken myself up to be like, wow, that may be why I keep attracting these bad situations in love. So having trust and faith and asking for help to balance those male and female energies, any unrequited love, that, because even just like the idea of like, my mom didn't love me as much as she loved this one, that may not have been the truth, but if we felt that way, we will feel that way. We'll block ourselves, and it will just like, it will manifest in negative ways. It may not be the truth, but it may be what we felt. Maybe she favored my brother, she favored my sister, so then that's going to cause resentment with women in general. Even just unconsciously, we may not even realize it, but this stuff is so deep, and it may not even be in this life. It's like other lives where this shit is out there on a spiritual level. We got to get in that ship to move forward, whether it's a galactic life or this life or other lives. Like, the galactics aren't perfect. I think people have this like misconception of like, they're just perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nowhere is perfect. There's things, there's lessons, there's stuff that we've been learning for eons of time. A lot of them have ascended, and a lot of them are in a much higher place now. But their past lives, like the Pleiadians, are literally just us in a future form. That's why they say that to us. So like, you could say we're a version of you from the future, because they are. They're our I am presence. When they're talking to those of us who channel them, we usually are channeling our I am presence from the Pleiades. And so anybody here that's a starseed who can channel or connect to those messages, you're connecting to your future self, your ascended self, your higher self, the self that is with the angels, the self that is already cleared of all this stuff. So it's like, you've already done it. You've already done all that you need to do to heal from your parents' bullshit. You've already done all the stuff that you needed to do to be in service. You've already done everything you needed to do to heal your heart. That's why they say nobody needs to be perfect. They already are. You've already done it. But we're here in this timeline, in this place where we need to jump out and go over and be like, wait a minute, I've already done that. and embody it fully and believe it fully and write it into existence and cut the cords and protect ourselves from anything in this reality that keeps us stuck in those illusions and those lies and that bullshit of I'm not enough and I haven't done whatever it is. And I feel like even workshops says attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So you may want to do a podcast, or you may want to do something where you can put yourself out there and stand in your full power, and that might help you to release and to forgive anything that's blocking you or needs to be released from you, in connection to those past lives. And again, sometimes just speaking and recording it, even if we don't have the intention of sharing it, it gives us perspective that we never had before. Like when I always listen back to my podcast, or even just speaking the podcast, I'm like, holy shit, because like I realize things that I never realized before, I never thought about before. So just doing that for ourselves in past life even is like, let me talk to myself, like, what do I think I probably most likely was, and blah 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 blah, why do I think that happened with that person, and blah 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 blah, and then play it back and be like, holy shit, because I guarantee you you're going to start putting all these other things together that you never put together before, that you never realized or recognized or saw. And it's layers. It's like an onion. It's like, I'm just going to keep peeling this onion down because there's more shit in there than I had no idea about. And the more we do that, the more we heal our parents, the more we heal ourselves, the more we heal our bloodline, the more we heal for our grandparents, the more we heal that version of ourselves in the future, but we embody that version of ourselves in the future in this now moment. Spiritual speaking, knowledge and power. Yes. Awesome. Mom, oh my God. I'm sorry. You know, I feel like I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised because, like, I get it because I've been there. Like I shared the other day, like, I found 2 diamonds that my mom had. And I feel like the fairies brought me them because right now is a time for karmic rebalance or whatever. And my mom pawned, I used to have, like, 7 diamonds. Like, one was from my grandmother's wedding, right? One was from my dad that he gave to me, like, when he went and sold his house and all of this. Another one I had bought, another one was from a boyfriend, another one was like a cheap little promise ring. I had a bunch. My mom got me 2. She pawned all of them. And so I don't have any of them. But I found 2 diamonds the other day and I was like, oh my God. And I even tested because it's a loose diamond and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is real. Because that's how my mother was. But, like, she's not going to have a fake loose diamond around. Like, you know what I mean? But I believe I found it to kind of like give me back some of what was taken from me in the past. And I found a bunch of other stuff too that's like, oh my God. It's not like it's cash, but it's worth money. And it's also like the karmic debt coming back to repay me. So watch out for that stuff too, because if she wrote you out of the will, something will be replaced to you. You will receive some sort of blessing. And the diamonds you bought with you. See, those will come back to you too. I guarantee you. I guarantee you they'll come back. I have stuff that's come back to me from people that did me wrong or did me dirty or whatever. It's like stuff comes back around. And it's like, oh, look at that. But it's in mysterious ways, and it's crazy. Like, I have like spirit moms that come into my life that my mom wasn't the best mom to me, but these other women show up in my life and they like take on that role. The woman that owns this house, she owns the other house that I went to when I left that basement where I had nothing. And she's like, sure, you can live there, just pay for the taxes on the house. So I live here to pay for the taxes. Like, that's all I pay. And when my mother passed away, she was like, pick which one of the houses you would like to have. And I was like, what? Like, it's like still unbelievable to me. Like, it's crazy to me. But like, she came into my life out of nowhere, out of nowhere. It was like, my ex was going to jail, my dad was getting out of jail, I needed to go somewhere, I had 7 fucking dogs. She loves dogs. She's paid for the dogs to get fixed. She's paid for the dogs to have stuff like done that like I never would have been able to do when I came out into that situation, because I had been in an abusive relationship for 10 years. He took everything. He took my car, he took my freedom, he took my bank accounts, he took my credit. And when I met her, it was like very quick. Like, she showed up one time to one of my events. I was hosting a meditation and I was putting it out to the universe. I'm like, I need to find a place to go. I need to find my place. And then she was like, yeah, you come live on this beautiful like lake. It's a lake house on fucking like just all glass in the back. It was gorgeous. That's where I went to live for 8 months before I came to live here for 8 months. And then after my mom passed away, she was like, oh, you know, like, I want to leave you one of the houses. Like, she looks at me, she not left me, she gave me her mother's ring, which is like an emerald, which is my birthstone. So she feels like I'm like her spirit daughter, and it's and like I said, they come out of the woodworks. It's weird. It's like my mom passed away after I met her, but it's almost like a different mom came in, like a past life mom came in, and she also came in at the same time that my other spirit moms that weren't really there for me, like they were there for me until I was doing too good, until stuff started turning around for me, and then they were like, "Look you, we don't like you anymore," and she was the only one that made it through that whole purge, and it's weird, but like we may not see that, right? Like you may not look at that as like, oh, that's that, but it's a karmic debt. It's like my mother never left me anything, but dad is never going to leave me anything. So obviously somebody else came in and stepped into that role. She didn't have to. I didn't ask for it, but it came in that way. And it's also because I asked. Like yesterday, I asked for something insignificant, not insignificant, but I just like didn't have any way to get what I needed. I didn't know what I was going to do. And somebody called me within 20 minutes and was like, "Hey, do you blah 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 blah? Yeah, sure, don't worry about it. Take it. Don't pay me, blah blah." Okay, like obviously I'm gonna pay them when I can, but I couldn't at that time. But that was okay, and it was like spirit heard my prayer and gave me what I needed in the time, and it was like holy shit. But pay attention to this stuff because especially right now that stuff's coming back full circle. I believe soul family is real too. We have more love in that way. Hi Bridget, whatever comes up for me. Okay, I'm just gonna do the one person before you here. Tammy Lee says, I've been feeling stalled out on my life path and I want to know what is going on. Okay. And then I will do, the one for, where is she? Shelly, DWTW. I don't know exactly what that is. Three of Wands. Okay, so it's like you're waiting for something to come in and you're feeling burdened by that weight. This is for Shelly. No, not Shelly. This is for the one that was before her, Tammy. All right, so you've been waiting for something to come in. I feel like intuitively you know it's coming, but you've been blocked. You've been, like burdened. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I feel like nothing's happening. Where is it? And I feel like there's something you need to walk away from. Maybe you've been waiting for somebody to apologize to you, or you've been waiting for somebody to, like give you the strength, or you know what I mean? Sometimes we get like nervous or we get fearful or we're like not ready. I feel like you could be waiting for like the right person or the right opportunity, the right time. Even if you're waiting for the right time or the right moment or the right person or the right experience or whatever, make it be now. Don't wait for it. You know what I mean? Like we get what we give. And like I was saying to the other people, it was like write your story, like write it into being, do the scripting, do the affirmations. I swear to God, it works. I did a month of gratitude statements before that happened to me. My dad got out of jail like the same time my ex went to jail. My dad gets paid like through disability, so it was like he was like, I need a place to go, and I knew like he would be able to pay towards rent guaranteed because it's disability money. So I was like, okay. So now he helps me to do like the dad stuff and the man stuff, like the trash and the things like that. And I didn't have to go out into the world by myself because I knew he was going to go to jail. I just didn't know when. We were supposed to live in that basement for like a week. We ended up living there for 4 years. All of my stuff was in storage that whole 4 years. He took my car and sold it to a state cop. He did all this horrible shit. But I woke up in the time that I was with him and I started praying and doing these things and connecting. The month before that motherfucker went to jail, I started doing my affirmations and my gratitude statements. Gratitude is the magic butter. When you're grateful for what you have, whether it's just like the air in my lungs or the fact that I could eat today, they bring you more, they bring you more, they bring you more. And it's hard for us to remember that when we're feeling like, what the fuck is going on? I've been waiting and I've been waiting and everybody's like, I don't want to, I'm not feeling too grateful right now. But if we can force ourselves over to that place or to those affirmations of like, I am grateful for the air in my lungs. And maybe that's not the way for you because everybody's different. Like some people need to write it. Some people need to speak it. Some people need to visualize it. Some people need to do it with like a creative thing. Like I saw a thing yesterday from when I used to do my in-person events. I did Cup of Abundance. And I brought wine glasses and we decorated the wine glasses with all these pretty things, and then we filled them up with what we wanted to manifest. So I had like little things that said hope on it, little stickers that we stuck on it, and everything represented something. And it was like people who want to bring money, people who want to bring love, people who want to bring peace, people want to bring faith, people want, whatever it was. I still have it downstairs. It brings abundance because you filled your cup up with that abundance. But it's a creative way. It's an intentional thing. You're taking the action steps. Some people can't do it just from thinking a positive thought or from speaking an affirmation. You've got to find the magic that works for you without those karmic toxic thoughts getting in the way of being like, but I tried that and it doesn't work. Then you didn't try the right way, because there's always the right way for the universe to spin in our favor. But you've got to believe it. You've got to trust it. Not let the ego lie to you. Not let the fears or the doubts or the insecure parts of ourselves feel like, what the fuck? Be powerful. Be in your power. Be the single, sexy, confident person that you are, that other people probably see you as. And know that your 10 of Cups is right around the corner. Like, it's coming. I'm planting the seeds of it. Everything I give is leading me to it. Everything I say is bringing me there. Everywhere I go, I'm getting closer to it. I'm 100% confident in knowing that. But we self-sabotage. Or our subconscious self-sabotages, our fears, our anxieties block us from the shit that we want. We're like, but I've been telling the universe. Have you asked for help? Have you told the angels? Have you been doing it every day? Do you find yourself slipping into those places where you feel stuck or you feel... Because it's easy to do. I do it to myself. I go woohoo or woohoo, like real quick. And we can block ourselves just by feeling, like this isn't working. Like, I've been so hard. I've been trying so hard. But we don't have to try so hard. That's part of the problem, is not trying so hard, is realizing, like, just relax. Like, when you let go of the stress and the anxiety and the I feel sad, or I feel like nothing's happening, or I feel blocked, or I feel whatever, it releases that and it goes away, and then you're open and receptive to receive, because you already feel like you're receiving. That's why gratitude's the magic butter, because gratitude is like you're already receiving you. What does it feel like, taste like, smell like to have what you want? To be, do you even know what you want is another thing that a lot of people are like, I feel like I'm stalled out, I feel like I'm stuck, but they don't even know what they want. They don't even really know where they're going, or who they want to be with, or where they want to go, or what their idea of the 10 of Cups is. So how can the Wheel of Fortunes fit into our favor if we're not really clear on that? If we're just like all willy-nilly and we're not intentional about our creation, well, we can't expect a whole lot to show up. Or the things that do show up, we can't get mad about what shows up, because we didn't make the judgment call to say, hey, spirit, angels, please help me. Like yesterday, when I thought the thought that I thought, and then I got the phone call, I was intentional in that. I said specifically what I needed. I was like, oh my God, help me, blah, blah, blah. And it was like 20 minutes later, I got the phone call. But we have to feel good about it and trusting, and like just know, like surrender. Like, I trust, I believe, I know fully that, like, the universe is gonna, the universe has never let me down. The emissaries have never let me down. I tell them to show me, they show me. There was one day I was like, I need $777 by the end of the day. I made that, and then that night I went upstairs in my Bridget Rau channel when I first started off. Somebody sent me a $300 donation, so it brought me up to like 1111 for that day. I made $1,100 and $1,111 that day, and I was like, holy shit. And it was so fast, and it was like the biggest amount I had ever made at that time. And then you fast forward, because I was on that upswing, I started making like $4,000 off of one video. I started making $10,000 every month. It was like boom, 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 boom. But I went on the ride up as the King of Pentacles. I felt supported. I felt good. I felt abundant. I was like riding in the star energy. But then I let life come in and fuck with me and hurt my emotions, and I didn't block myself when I knew I should, and I got mixed up in bullshit with people and painful endings, and I was given where I wasn't receiving, and it impacts us heavily. So if you've got people in your life that are not treating you with love and respect and kindness, that's why, like, when that person that I was with for all that time went away, all these other blessings started coming in, because he was now gone. He was like cleared. It's like, good, bye, motherfucker. And so it's like all these good things could come in, all this like reconciling with myself and my self-love and my support and my seeing things in a new way, and not having to deal with that person that was like gaslighting me and breadcrumbing me and lying to me and manipulating me and doing really fucked up shit that required a lot of strength to overcome. But we go through that stuff to find that strength and to find that balance and that justice later. But we can get anxious once we've been through those things too, and then we can create more and more and more and more of that. We can keep bringing that person back in to see if we're gonna go for another go, or like, are you still stupid enough to deal with that person, or are you gonna learn your lesson, you know, and let go of that. It says, walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. So whatever you've got in your life that you're holding on to that's not serving you, you're going to know in your core. And if you're not sure, meditate on it. Meditate or journal, okay? Because I saw that too. I saw the what do you call it? That, like, the writing one. Yeah, writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words that you write. So you might have to write something to yourself. Even just journaling is huge. Writing affirmations is huge. Writing gratitude statements is huge. I do it every day. Like, and if I miss a couple of days, I pick up where I left off and start doing it again, and it helps, you know. Like, I missed a couple of weeks recently, so I just filled them back up, but I can see the difference in that short amount of time. But every day I write down what I want to attract, what I would like to have, you know. And it's a short little thing. It doesn't have to be a big amount of thing. This is just that. I got massive amounts of writing. Like I said, script your life, write the affirmations, write the gratitude, write what it is that you want to have in your world. Know that you're profoundly connected to spirit. There's a book inside of you that might even want to be written. You can lovingly speak your truth and express it to others. Have you asked your angels for help with this? This is another thing that I was saying earlier. If you haven't asked every day the angels to help you to clear this stagnancy, or to lift this thing, or to help you to see your way through, or to know where you even want to go, ask them. Because they will support you. They will fill your cup up. They will give you the strength. They will help you to reconcile with the love that you need, so that you don't have to feel cold or alone, or like stagnant or stuck, or at a fork in the road, or any of that shit that keeps us from just to our ultimate fulfillment. But at the end of the day, it's always us, you know. At the end of the day, if our 10 of cups is in our hands, we are the empress or the emperor, depending on our sex, and really we're embodiment of both. We're the fool. We can take that leap of faith any day we want, or we can sit around and wait any day we want. You've got to be the one that takes that action step and puts that change into your life. It could even just be in your shower every day. Like, I'm going to start envisioning that I'm cleansing myself every time I take a shower. And I'm going to start affirming every time I take a shower. Get a ritual every single day of something that you're doing to ignite that way, so you can be that confident, independent version of yourself that's going to be seen as the empress and spin the wheel of favor into your corner. So your new abundance is coming. And it was your call. It was your shot. He was like, yeah, I'm going to do that because I'm amazing and I'm awesome. And I get to call the shot in my life because I'm the creator of my life. And I plant the seeds of potential wherever I go. And don't get caught up in the fears or the doubts or the insecurities or the lies that are out there. There's so much misinformation and misagenda alignments out there in this world right now to make us feel fear, or to make us feel doubt, or to make us feel stuck, or to make us feel like less than or ugly or stupid or blah, 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 blah. And it's not true. None of it is true. It's all lies and illusions that makes us go hermit away and feel depressed and sad and miserable. And there's no reason for it. And you don't have to be quick at any of this either. You can take as long as you need to take to get there, and that's perfectly fine for you and okay for you. When you find that light, it's going to be the perfect time for you to find that light and that fulfillment, that inner child. This is past life inner child reconciliation energy for me. So your little girl inside of you, you know, the love that you have felt before, those happy dots that, like, wow, look at the flower, wow, look at the butterfly, wow, oh my God, it's a rainbow. That part of you needs to come back. So you can be inspired again. Like, we get mundane and we get, you know, bogged down. We're like, life is just a blah, blah, blah. But life is what we make it. Like, earlier today I noticed this purple flowers coming out there, and I was like all excited about it because I can go dry those and put them into my epoxy stuff. So inspire yourself with the things around you. That may seem insignificant, but it doesn't have to be. It can be significant. It can become your business. It could become a lucrative side hustle. It could become where you go pray every day. It could become like the thing that opens you up to see with the eyes of a child again. It could be your call to the stars. but you got to plant the seeds. So maybe even gardening would be good for you to be intentional. Like they do that. People say like, here's some seeds, go plant these seeds at your house. But when you plant them with intention. Like, I'm growing this into my life, I'm growing that into my life. And when you see those seeds start to sprout, you're going to feel so excited. Like, oh my God, like, you know, like when you plant something, you grow something, it comes back the next year and all of that. It's like, oh my God, put that into your creation. You might be like a herbally witch, you know, and we all are like on that like we all have our levels. Some of us are water witches, some of us are air witches, some of us are earth witches, some of us are green ones. Like it depends on how you resonate. That doesn't mean you're evil or that you're doing spells or anything like that. It's just the power of attraction in a different way of speaking about it. Spells is everything we speak. Everything you say is a spell. You're spelling over your life every day when you're like, I'm so tired, I'm so miserable, I'm so blah, blah, blah. Whatever we say, it's a spell that we're creating and casting over our lives. So be very mindful of what you're spelling over your life. Be very mindful of what you're growing in your garden or what grows in your yard. Be very mindful of the animals. Today I looked up the stink bug because since I've lived here, the stink bug shows up every fucking time. Like all the time, right? Stink bug's been around since I was a little girl. Like my next door neighbor, I would go over there, she would like catch them and kill them because they were like they would just come out of nowhere and you can't stop on them because they stink, right? I looked up the message today and it was like about finding your intuition and using your intuition. And then the lady said, I walked over to it. There was 3 on my window. I walked over to it and I sent intention to it and it flew away. And she was like, I felt like it was taking my intention into the universe to manifest. And it was just like her seeing that within it is the magic within it. Because other people could look at the stink bug and be like, what the fuck? Stink bug, and like turn it into a really bad thing. Which, granted, they're not fun because they're wicked slow and they're gross and they fly. Like, I woke up in the middle of the night one night, one landed on my face. And I was like, ah, because you don't want to hit it because it's going to stink. And they're fucking gross, weird, like, things. They came from another country. Like, I don't even know. Somebody brought them over here on a plane. And, like, it's a hassle to get rid of them because you can't just kill them. If you crush them or you vacuum them, their scent attracts more of them. So you got to be intuitive and smart about how you get rid of them. But you saw, like what I said, the lady, she just talked to it in her mind and it flew away. They all flew away. 3 of them had been there. And this is, I'm not doubting her because they sit in the same fucking spot till they're dead. Like, she's like, it was there for 3 days. I went over and I intended to it and it flew away. So I can let them die everywhere around here and like have to pick up their carcasses, or I could go and tend to them to bring my magic into the universe, to manifest my good stuff and look at them in a positive way rather than a negative way. But it's all a matter of perspective. It's all a matter of how we see these things around us, how we want to plant these seeds. Are we going to be happy? Are we going to be unhappy? Are we going to be moving quickly? Or are we going to be blocking ourselves? Are we going to be in our power seat? Or are we going to be, blocking ourselves from that power seat? But you have everything you need to create and to write and to bring and breathe into life what you need in your world. And I feel like you just need to find what sparks you up again. And springtime is here where I am. I'm not sure where you are, but wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You can make spring be today in your home, even if it's going to be fall. You can do whatever you need to do. You can plant seeds in little plots. You could do a painting. You could do a drawing. Go get all the craft stuff. I was going to start doing craft stuff for people, like let them, like set up I have a shop thing on Amazon, so people could go on Amazon, buy the supplies that they need to be a part of something specific if they want to do that, and then we can do it all together, like on a live. But that way I could do like the cup of abundance, or I could do the paint night, or I could do the things that I used to do, but I haven't done because I'm in this way. Like I did all the dream catcher making courses. I used to go to places and make dream catchers with them, but doing that stuff, putting this stuff together with intention, is that 3D step that a lot of us need to manifest things into our life because we're physically doing it. We're spending that time. I made my drums, not this drum, but the other drums. And making those drums, we did like a whole ceremony. We connected with the spirit of the animal. So now I have a winter drum and I have a summer drum because I did one in the winter and one in the summer. One plays in the winter and one plays in the summer. One is deer skin and one is an elk skin. And we got it from a supplier that does everything with all of it. Like they eat the meat, they use the skin, they do all the stuff. Then we did like a prayer to give thanks to the animal and all of that stuff. And then I strung it all together, and I stained it all, and I made this, and it's like it's more special, and it brought a lot of abundance. It brought a lot of grounding energy. It brought the elk medicine. It brought abundance and joy and all that stuff. And it's like, it's not hard to do, you know. And you don't have to make a drum. You can do it like a dream catcher is easy. You go to Michael's and get like a little round ring and some leather and do it. And I'm sure there's people out there that show you how to do it, and I could show you how to do it. But you gotta find something that lights you up, that sparks your creativity, that you do for you, that you enjoy, that you're not like looking at it as like, I have to do this, or I've got, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that lights you joy, that sparks you up, that makes you feel good, because that's gonna bring that back into your life. All right. Let's see. That would work for you. Good. Awesome sauce. I'm planning a big hollow tree trunk to fashion for a drum for those. That would be awesome. Hello. How are you? All right. I'm going to do, where was I? Tarot Destroyer. I am. You feel restless. I see. You need to bring that little child back out, like the Fae energy. Make a Fae garden, because then the Fae will come visit you, and you'll bring that magic back to your life. Where was she? I know there was a person here. Shelly. All right, Shelly. Hi, Bridget. Whatever comes up. Okay, thank you very much, Shelly. This is gonna be the last one, I believe. I think I have everybody that was that's a member of the thing, but I'm not sure. If I missed anybody, let me know. Anais! Hello, Anais! All right, so I've got create the pathways. You're welcome, Tammy. You feel lighter? Good. I'm glad, because you can create those pathways, and it feels like this happens. Anybody who comes to these nights and these messages and these things, it's like we're all part of it. We're all going to receive messages from each other. We all bust our ass. We all work hard. We all feel crazy at times. But we can know what we want. We got to get focused on that, and we can manifest that much easier when we feel inspired. When we create those pathways. When we give that little girl inside of us that voice. Look, express your truth. Speak your truth. Express yourself. So, again, all of us need to do this. And it's going to help us with believing in spontaneous healing. It's going to help us with like dancing our troubles away. Like, I've been noticing myself lately, like I'm dancing again. I'm singing, but I couldn't dance before because my feet were so messed up. But like, I cried the other night because I was so happy that I could steam the floor again, because I couldn't walk for so long. I couldn't do anything for so long. And I wasn't telling anybody about it. I was just suffering in silence and miserable and letting my life fall apart. And I was like, ah. And then once I spoke about it, it was like, oh, I can walk again. Oh my God, I'm steaming. And then I just started bawling because I was like, I'm in steam again. Oh my God. It's the little things like that that teach us, like, be grateful for your fucking body. I know cleaning isn't fun, but guess what? It ain't fun when you got fucking all these dogs that are pissing and shitting and doing what they want to do, and you can't move. It's like, it's like, oh my God. So when you have that ability to keep up with everything and keep up with them and going outside and not fucking like feeling like you're growing crazy, it makes you want to dance, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel alive, and it makes you feel like grateful for that stuff. So sing even when your heart is breaking, even when we feel sad. Music always uplifts our soul. If you haven't been listening to music, listen to it. Be careful of the music you listen to, because a lot of the songs out there, like the mainstream stuff, can bring us down intentionally. They changed the frequency at one point in the world. It used to be a different frequency or a different resonance, and then they were like, hey, let's do this one, because it's like it's not at the perfect harmony. So like when you go to a church and they play the organ, they have the music from the organ to match the DNA within you. Your DNA has a resonance. Your DNA has a code and a pattern. So the walls in the churches, the old ones, they match that resonance of the DNA. So when they play the music in there, they know, and it's like, and it makes you feel good while you're there. The hertz music helps. 396 hertz, 528 hertz, all of those hertz ones, when you go look for one on YouTube or something, just play it in your surroundings. Even if you're watching TV or something, just play it in your surroundings. I played one in here one night. I took a shower and I came back in here and I was like, holy shit. Like the energy completely shifted in this room just from the time I was in the shower playing the 528 hertz. And you can tell if it's a legit one or a bad one because some people will just put something out there and say that it's that and it's not that. Look at the comments because comments will be like, I started listening to this a week ago and my life is better. I healed my thing. I did this. I did that. Whatever it is. And we are all immortal, so make your decisions carefully because whatever we do in this life, we don't want to keep coming back here and repeating this stuff. We want to ascend. We want to be that future self. So remember to ask the right questions. A sacred gift is coming to you. Call in your protection. Know that everything is coming into alignment when it's supposed to come into alignment. You're not alone in the universe. Gratitude, honor the sacred and everything. Again, remember, like I said, like cleaning isn't the best thing. Most people don't like it. I enjoy cleaning. It's like it's life or death for me. Taking a shower can completely shift my mood. Like I can go in there like a miserable bitch and come out like ah. But gratitude is also that. So like that lesson of hey, how do you like it when you can't clean your house was like, wow, I'm so grateful for my feet and I'm so grateful that I can clean my house. Like but I can see where that lesson could be good for other people that may take that for granted. Like don't take anything for granted. That's what that card said. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take for granted the fact that you can clean. Don't take for granted the fact that you can cook. Don't take for granted the fact that you can work. A lot of times people are like, I have to. And just those words, I have to, make it so we don't want to. Start getting excited about what you're doing. Get excited about where you're going or who you're dealing with or why you're doing it. Because I've noticed in my, I have to, I immediately don't want to, or I put it off, or I stall, or I, like get weird about it. But when I'm like, I get to, and I have this thing that I'm getting, just the way we word it, we put a spell over ourselves in our life every day. Be calm and anchor your energy. Prepare for a major event. Gaia needs you to act from your crown and your heart, and the portal is open. Fulfilling opportunities are on the horizon for all of us at this time, and a comforting presence is on the way. You hold within inside your heart a space to be filled. I'm not showing this because of her boobies, but illumination is coming for all of us too. So believe in the spontaneous healing. Believe in the good stuff is coming. Speak your truth. Take a stand. Don't let people push you around. Don't let the fear-mongering things get out of hand because it's easy to do here. Be open to communication from unexpected places, and know that you're the oracle. So like I said with the other girls, and I feel like the messages that come through in these, it's like you can listen to the whole thing, and there's going to be messages in each one for everybody because it like repeats over and over and over. But it's like you are the oracle. You are the writer of your story. You are the creator of your life. If you've been feeling alone or lonely, you've got to go out and meet other people. Don't let the situations sabotage you. Sometimes we need to ask for help. So if you feel like you need help, ask for help. If you feel like you don't have what you need, don't let your anxiety or your nerves get the best of you. I know a lot of us are afraid of getting sick or afraid of, what happened, right, with the sea thing. A lot of that was not as it appeared to be. A lot of people are finding the total opposite of what we were told for so long about all of that stuff. So be careful with what you're following along with, like the news and stuff like that. Like, look for alternative places that are not biased. Look for alternative places that are going to help you transform your perspective. Look for things that are not coming from like an anger place or people who could be having an agenda, because that's going to help you to feel inspired and strong. It's going to help you to feel good about yourself, to be determined, to rise to the top of the hill, to not feel alone, to meet your desires. Like I said this last night, I was like, we don't have desires just to have desires. We have desires because the desires are there to be fulfilled. There's no reason to feel like we can't have our desires fulfilled. Like God isn't going to be like, here's desire so that you can't have that. Ha ha ha. That's just a thing just to mess with you all your life. No, you're supposed to have your desires come true. If you want a knight to come show up and be the spouse of your life, and you want to go have a farm, or you want to go live in the city, or you want to be amongst the trees, they're like throwing the trees at you. You want to be a mother, you want to be a father, you want to be whatever, the planet lets you do whatever you want to do, man. You can be a father or a mother nowadays. Your lessons and blessings are there for you. The arts are there for you to create what you want to create. You're the authority figure, but we started giving our authority away to others. We started giving authority away to these people out there that we don't even know for no reason. They're supposed to be our employees out there, like doing this shit in the government and all of that. We shouldn't be fearful of them. They should be fearful of us because they're our employees. But cocoons you, the black dragon cocoons you so that your potential grows. Meditate, reflect, and undergo a metamorphosis. So if you've been feeling like that same message or that same energy of the other person here that was like, why do I feel like I'm stuck and I'm stagnant? Or Rick also said it earlier. He's like, my cocoon period. Know that it's time for us to go through that metamorphosis. Spring is here. Spring is going to let us come out and be like that new blossoming bud. The alpha dragon is here. It says, harness the divine masculine power of creation, destroy the old, visualize your dream, and it helps you to manifest a new world. So if you're not happy with the world you're in or any aspect of it, or you're missing one piece of the puzzle, don't look at it that way. Look at it as, I'm the creator, I'm the manifester, and my entire perfection of creation is here with me. I'm shape-shifting into that moment. I'm bringing that about. I'm going to enter the silence and dream it into being, speak it into being, feel it into being, know it. And the pure white dragon from Orion transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty, and let your wings of light grow and expand. And the earth and water dragon creates a foundation of new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. So if you've got ideas that you want to give birth to, like if you want to start your own side hustle or whatever you want to do, put it out there. Don't be afraid. Start, like most of the time people don't know where to start or whatever. Start on your own personal Facebook. All your friends are there, your family's there. Those are the people that usually start us off on a supportive way. Or they can at least be like, hey, I know somebody who does that, and I know somebody that might be interested in that. You gotta ask though. You gotta put it out there. I know it's scary. Like I told people yesterday, don't share a memory. Don't share a link that goes off of a platform that you're on. Don't share anything that's like half-assed. Like if it's somebody else's post or whatever, don't share that and expect a big result. But when you share something that is from your heart with a photo and a caption that's easy to digest and easy to read, you're gonna get results on that, whatever it is. You could do a poll, or you could do like just a, hey, do you guys, like, I've been thinking about, maybe starting a whatever it is. Maybe you want to do like a little cart of fruits and vegetables, or maybe you want to make pies on the side, or maybe you want to do bouquet of flowers, or maybe you want to do dry flowers, or maybe you want to do oils, or maybe you want to do massage or Reiki or meditation or yoga. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. But if you put it out there to your friends and you ask for their recommendations, or you ask for people who are interested, I guarantee you there will be people responding. The silver dragon illuminates your potential with higher light. Access the untapped resources. Look into your soul. See the higher possibilities. It's out there for all of us. Again, nobody's exempt from this. Nobody's exempt. You have inside of you the ability to be whoever you want to be any day you want to be it, but we've got to believe it, be it that day that we decide. Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. And it is time for service. When you give, you receive. They want you to step into service work on some level, whether you do it as like, again, it could be, you can make pies and infuse those pies with Reiki. You can make coffee and infuse that with Reiki. You can make whatever you want to make. You could sell crystals infused with Reiki. Like, that's just one thing that I'm like coming off with, okay? There's infinite possibilities. I make candles, I make oils, I make blends, I make sprays, I make my decks, I make my readings, I make my everything that I make. And it's just always growing, it's always evolving, it's always expanding. What do you like to do? Do it and be in service with it and have that intention behind it. Blue Dragon helps you to clear the way by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected and walk with the path of light. Know that you're protected and be in the light, be in the service, because that's how you're going to receive. And you don't even have to do anything like for pay or whatever. It doesn't have to be like a whole thing that you take on. Maybe it's one day a week you're going to go donate your time, right? Maybe you feel like lonely or whatever. You're like, if I go donate my time at like a place, I can meet other people. Like some people donate their time at different parts of a hospital as a Reiki healer. Some people donate their time at like at a place for like elderly people. like, how they have bingo night and this night and that night. They'll have like a night where people like me will go in and do Reiki for the people there, or do readings for the people there for like a discounted thing or for a free thing. And that's a way to promote ourselves for free, okay? And put ourselves out there, because all of those little old ladies and dudes are going to be telling everybody they know about it. And then, like when you do at the hospitals, you end up meeting clients because they want more of that, because they're usually like cancer people or people who are suffering. And when you do that, you receive abundant blessings because you're giving from a good place. You're not just giving to receive. You're giving because people need what you have. And like you don't have to be certified as a Reiki master to be able to channel energy. Like the healer's rite is the first rite within the Munay key, and that activates your ability to be a healer with your hands. Your intention activates your ability to be a healer with your hands. We want to know the basics of stuff, of protecting ourselves and doing all those things. So I wouldn't recommend just running out there and being all willy-nilly with this shit. But don't let limits or you don't need to be a Reiki master to go do that. That's how people practice. I was a Reiki 1 for so long that people thought I was a Reiki master when I went to get my Reiki 2. They were like, "You're a Reiki 1?" They were so shocked because I had been practicing so much and doing so much as a Reiki 1. But I also had my new paradigm, and I also had my Munay key. You're going to go on the perfect thing you need to go on, however you're going to go on it, however you're going to do it, whether it's art, whether it's healing, whether it's music, whether it's singing, whether it's painting, whether it's whatever it is. You get to be the one that does it, and you get to be the one that calls the shots. Nobody has to be an expert to be helpful to other people. Nobody needs an expert to come donate their time. Nobody needs to be an expert to do a lot of these things that we do. A lot of people do stuff like on the side, or that's why they want to do that like centralized whatever thing, because then they can keep track of every little thing that people do. And that's why it's not a good idea, because if you ever want to have anything that's like not like on a good little boy or girl situation, we got to be creative out here sometimes and inspired out here, so we can be happy out here and bring that little child out of us when we're feeling tired and miserable and whatever. Look, muse. Be your own muse. Use the universe as your muse, If you're feeling pressure, you're feeling stressed out, let yourself decompress. Let yourself have fun. Let yourself sing and dance and look silly, and who cares? You're only living this one life, and most of the people that are going to look at you and say anything or be whatever way, they're not the right people to care about. The people who mind don't matter. The people who matter don't mind. I want to be the one who stands beside you and gives you support. Okay? So people want to support you. People want to come with you, but you've got to have that perspective and see that about our life, and know that you have the courage to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And don't be like, don't make those excuses. I'm so busy. You're never too busy to be happy. We're never too busy to do what we want to do. We're never too busy to take that change and take that risk and move our lives all the way around, and to do whatever it is that we've been putting off and thinking about, or I'm so afraid of, or whatever it is. But we can have the excuses till the cows come home. Do you think the monks and the nuns are doing any of that? Like, oh, I'm so busy. They're like, they take that commitment very seriously. So if you want to have something change in your life, create the pathway in your life. Know that these things are stirring inside of us all the time, because they want to come out of us. They want to support us. They want to give us abundance. They want us to be celebrated and enjoy our time here. If you're so busy that you're not happy, or you're so busy that things aren't working out for you, that's the wrong focus. That's not what this life's about. Money isn't the most important thing. Money has destroyed so many of our lives and destroyed so many things on this planet. There's so many wars and battles and badness about money. If you can survive and eat and take care of yourself, be grateful for that, and then be in service for the other time of enjoying yourself, and you'll see your abundance will overflow, and more will come for you to enjoy, to have fun with. But be the emperor, be that person, so you can have that rise into the stardom of your life, so you can feel loved, you can feel supported, and you can feel the 9 of Cups happiness, and you can choose who you love and when you love and where you go and what you're going to do and all of those things. All right. So hopefully that assisted everybody. I think I've got everybody. All of my members to go barefooting. Oh yeah, I've been going out barefooting on Mother Earth lately too, now that I can go out there again and it's not so cold. But yes, This is power in whatever you do as long as you're expressing the essence. Yes. Yes. Melissa, you still have your folks. Yes. And yeah. Sometimes I I get mad at my dad and stuff because my dad is an dad and he does dad stuff. But then I think about he's not gonna be here forever, and I'm gonna be beating the shit out of myself for any time in my life that I was like, because I know that's what I do. It's we always take things for granted when they're here, or we get frustrated, or we feel like you're such a pain in my ass. But then they're not there anymore, and everything transforms. I know, my mom was like a mind fuck because I love my mom unconditionally, and my mom did a lot of weird, bad things, but she's still my mom, and I still cry sometimes. I get messages just randomly from her, from spirit, and I'm like, I'm still her baby girl, even though she didn't treat me like the baby girl all the time, and sometimes I was the mom. It doesn't matter. It's just what it is. But I think sometimes sometimes we have to go through that thing of losing a parent to even understand the gravity of losing a parent. And that's just part of life. We go through these things where it's I was fine before and now I'm not, or I had a different perspective and now I know this is what those people meant. This is that sadness that those people were feeling. We're never going to know until we know it, though. It's not a rush. It is nobody does it better than another or anything like that, but it's just one of those things. It's not fun. You're welcome. Look at that. 3 hours on the clock here. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for joining the membership. If you did join, I do this every week. Or not every week. I do this every second week of the month. I go live on a Thursday night at 9 p.m. The second week of the month, Thursday night, I go live. So this one I'm making up. So I'm going to be back next week on Thursday. So if you're a member, you can come back next week. And I will be here on the 11th. Friday night, I'll be live to do the total lunar, the total lunar eclipse, first of all, and the full moon on 5/5. And that's free for anybody to come be a part of. And then Tuesday, I go live on the Bridget Rau channel. That one's $5.99 a month. This one's $2.99 a month. And then next month, I come back on the 8th. I'll be here on the 8th to do the readings again. But I'll be here on the 11th this month and 8th next month for the free readings for the members. So hopefully that made sense. Please rest. I will. Thank you very much. I had a dream a few years back. All my failures there. You're welcome. Thank you. I believe we will see everybody again, too, when we leave here. I believe that our family members will be waiting for us. All right. Thank you guys very much. And Renee, namaste.